It's 5:30 a.m.
Like my alarm's going off. Time to get up. That's nice. Nice and mellow. Good morning. Stuffy nose today. How's everybody? Dog, and Uncle Lou. Good morning, guys. Good to see y'all. Just checking email real quick. I don't even think I checked it yesterday. Too much stuff I'm trying to do. I can't remember it all. That's what we do. Hit delete, and those 33 emails are gone. That's the easiest way. How's everyone? Oh man, it's 5 degrees. Supposed to go fishing tomorrow morning, me and Glenn. But it's like 5 degrees right now. I'm not going fishing if it's 5 degrees out. I thought it was going to be warmer, and I thought it was going to be like 20 something tomorrow morning. We'll see. Even though the way this pond sits, it's surrounded by woods and stuff. I mean, it won't catch a bunch of wind or anything. If the wind's blowing, it shouldn't be bad anyway. And then I got a friend coming in from Atlanta this weekend that grew up across the road from me. I haven't seen him for years, so that's cool. Trying to make a list of stuff I got to get done before I have my surgery, like water softener, salt, stuff like that. Got to go up to Marion to the VA today and verify my income and stuff like that, because it was low enough now that I won't have any deductible or anything before I have a surgery. Good morning, Misplaced Country Girl. How are you today? Denise, right? I think I got it right. My brain is messed up, so if I didn't, I apologize. I can't believe my nose is so stuffy today. What's up with that? See if anybody we know got killed. Looks like nobody got killed this week so far. Doing good, Muncie. Did you see anybody see a video clip of them going and arresting ICE arresting a couple MS-13 guys yesterday? Historic ball jar collection donated to Ball University. Huh? Yep. The ball canning jar. Muncie, Indiana, where it originated from. It's where Ball State University comes from, the name. The Ball family has donated a lot of money over the years to Ball State. I think it started out as a nursing school originally back in the day. About to say that better not be freaking Butters this early. Hey, good morning, Mike. How are you, buddy? Yeah, it says it's supposed to warm up tomorrow. We're gonna go get some big bluegills and bring them home, clean them up. I don't know where I'm gonna clean them at. Figure it out, I guess, when the time comes. I cleaned them outside last spring, and if the sun was out, it might be okay to do them outside. But man, it'd be cold on your hands. Don't really want to do it in the kitchen, to be honest with you. I'm sorry, Nate, man. I apologize. I hate being the bearer of bad news, but it's cold as hell out right now. Morning, Chris. I didn't want to get up this morning. I'm not going to lie to you. Almost didn't. And I need a robot, a personal robot. I can send him in. I might go in there and start the show this morning and tell him I'm busy. I got to call my dad's pension people today. Let's see. Central Pension Fund of the International Union of the Operating Engineers and Participating Employers. Yeah, we got to give them a call and tell them, hey, y'all need to quit sending dad checks. But I think I read something in there about the spouse, so they may still send her money. Is it 16 there right now, which means it'd probably be in the 30s by afternoon, wouldn't you reckon? Or it could go the other way. Who knows? In the 30th, I can't forget, I got a call coming from Social Security at, I forget what times, like 8 o'clock or something. Let me see. There's, I think it's on the calendar. There we go. Open calendar. I don't want to open your damn email. 9. Oh, it ain't at 9 p.m. It's got to be a.m. But anyway, sometime. I got 4 to 4:30 written in here. Yeah, I don't. Who writes these notes? Thursday, 1:30, 25, 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m. Okay, close enough. And it was really weird. I go to the Social Security office here in town, and you go in, you take a number, you sit down, and you would assume you're going to go talk to someone, when you take a number, but that's not how it works. Take a number, you go, and they call your number, and you got like 4 windows there. You go in and sit down in front of one, and they ask you what you need or what you're there for, and then they set up an appointment for somebody to call you from Social Security office or whatever. I'm like, really? Can't we just do this here while we're sitting here? He was like, no, that's not how it works. I'm like, really? So I come in here to make an appointment to have you guys call me. I said, okay, I see. It's government. I understand. It's government work. Bradford County Coroner Office has asked for help, public help in finding family members of a Montpelier resident who died this week. Don Warden, 75 years old, died Wednesday in his home in Montpelier, Indiana. And if you all know Don Warden, 75 years old, Montpelier, Indiana, give this guy a call, the coroner office. He died. He may be an inheritance of something. He may be like a rich farmer or something out there. There we go. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm having too much. Hey, Skeeter, how are you, buddy? I'm new here. Yeah, you are. It's amazing. You're brand new and got a wrench too, dude. That's awesome. You are a superhero. Yeah, I agree, Chris. I've been in so many of them since what? Starting in September, August, July of last year. That's what it was. To get Dad's Medicaid is when it all started. And I was in and out of their office till what, October? Oh, very cool, Skeeter. I'm going to go tomorrow. I might go live. I don't know yet. If the fish are biting like I think they will be, I'll probably go live. If they're not, then I won't. Then it would be boring. I mean, ice fishing's boring enough as it is, but if you're catching fish, it's worth it just to have some fresh bluegill. Fresh bluegill coming out of ice cold water. Whew. You know what I think I'll do is Now I think about it, I plan on Glenn's sympathies. And man, dude, I ain't got nowhere to clean these fish. Why don't you take them home, clean them up, make me up a bag of fillets, and I'll come by and pick them up Sunday. There we go. Yeah, I thought it was supposed to start warming up. That's the only reason I said I'd go tomorrow. And I told Glenn he's welcome to go out to Sonny. I talked to Sonny, and Sonny said, "Oh, Sonny's known him, as my friend our whole life." I told him, "Dude, you're welcome to go out there and fish anytime you want. Just let me know, and I'll text him and tell him you're coming out." Oh, go out there by himself. It's like, he knows you not as well as he knows me, but he pulled you on skis when you was 14 years old, across Salmon Reservoir. I'm sure he doesn't forget that stuff. But he won't go out there unless I go, so I'll go out there and get him drill a couple holes and start fishing. I say, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go up here at Sonny's. My knee hurts. I'll go up there and sit in Sonny's. We'll look out the window and watch him fish." Yeah, this guy owns that property. I think it's 50 acres, 40 or 50 acres of woods, the log home, and the big pond. He's an orphan and has no family. What's he going to do with it when he passes away? I think one time he was going to either have it sold and give money to the children's home he grew up in or something, but that was a long time ago. I don't know what he's going to do now. Because he gets kind of moody, one day, "Well, go fish anytime you want." Next day, "Man, no, y'all don't need me coming out here and fish so much." I laugh and say, "Dude, you told me yesterday come out here anytime I want. What the hell are you talking about?" "What you talking about, Willis?" Hmm. I don't know, man. I don't know why I let it get to me. It gets me this about this time every year. Wintertime starts getting to me, and I get just freaking like, "Man, come on! This is all. I don't want to play no more." You still out there, Uncle Lou, or you fall back asleep? Got gravity propulsion. Dr. Drew, physics of investigate drones or UAPs. Nope, that ain't it. Hey, Misplaced Country Girl, get you some edibles. Just take a little piece of edible about 6 o'clock in the evening. You'll be asleep by 10. Promise. You don't want to take a whole bunch of that edible, just a little bit. Say it's that big around or whatever, cut it in fourths. That's what I do every night. And usually by 10, my eyes are drooping. And last night, I think little guy woke me up twice. No, he woke me up twice, and I woke myself up one time to go pee. Or he woke me up once, and I woke myself up. That's what I mean. I don't know what I mean. I never noticed that glare on them glasses. I have to figure out how to correct that. See Mom walking in the reflection, did you? There. I was talking to Danny Stone yesterday. I don't know if I'm going to go to CatCon or not. I figure I get my surgery on the 7th, and I can't remember what day CatCon is. It's in the 22nd or 21st or something like that, maybe. Let's see. What was that? No, this way. When is CatCon? Anybody know? Is it 21st or 22nd, you think? Yeah, and if that's it, hell, I'm only 2 weeks out of that knee replacement. I know I can't drive down there then, but I do got a wheelchair left over from Dad's. Damn, I hate to do that. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. It's not, I was about to say, it sure ain't very active in here. I guess everybody's in bed. Maybe we'll shut her down and start back up about 7. I'll go back to bed. It wouldn't be hard, I know that. I guess I'm just going to have to start coming up with topics or something to talk about in the mornings, because otherwise I got to sit here and ramble. And some days I'm just not into that. I did look up different prayers for surgery and writing down what they are, like what book, chapter, and verse, that kind of thing. Hey, JJ, good morning. And so I'm compiling them to make myself a good prayer for before I go into surgery. Huh. Something here. How does social media impact women in 20 years versus 40 years old? It looks interesting. Okay, I better have me a breath.
I just thought you did it on Monday.
I did talk to Rustic yesterday. He's okay. So he's just taking a break for a little bit, which I understand entirely. I'll be doing that starting. Let's see. Morning, Jack Shore. How are you? Good luck this weekend if you're fishing. Let's see. I have my surgery on the 7th, which is a Friday. 8th and 9th. Usually the 3rd day is the worst. So we'll see. It'll be Friday and Saturday and Sunday come. I might be able to, depending on how much pain I'm in, do my show on Monday. After that, we'll see. My birthday's the 8th, the day after my surgery, so that's kind of great planning on my part. Where it's what, my 61st birthday, so it's not like it's a big deal anyway at all. Either way. You know, turning 60 wasn't that big a deal to me. Just meant I was 1 year closer to not having to work anymore. Sorta. So Chad's got another day of scouting and looking for bait. I wonder what the temperature is down there. We're actually, Big Mike checked 16 down there in Tennessee. It warming up might not be that good of an idea as far as fishing goes. You know what I mean? I don't know. Well, I don't guess with the water. Well, their water's not under ice, so yeah, it would affect it. Never mind. I'm rambling. Let me see here. Find my surgery stuff. There it is. I freaked out at first, man. I couldn't find my Dad's death certificates. I put them up somewhere and couldn't remember where they were. And I was gonna call his pension people and stuff, and I was like, "Oh crap!" So I think I'm gonna scan that also and put it in a PDF, so I'll have it on my computer in case someone needs a copy of it. You know, that I'm talking to or whatever on the phone. I'll be like, "Here, hold on, give me your email, and I'll just send it to you." Let's see here. There we go. Get the email back up. Y'all better quit sending me junk emails. Oh, I know what I need to do. I got to mark it as junk. That's what it is. How do I do that? Here, there, and there. See if I can right click. Got to be a way to mark that as spam or what, you know what I mean? How do I do that? Here we go. Move to, no, label as, no, ain't it. Move to social, maybe that'll work. That get them over there. Okay, that's cool. How you doing today, Dave Bozarth? You all right, buddy? Good to see you this morning. You know what? They need a library around here. There's no good libraries here. I lived in a Noblesville. They had a great library. And it was pretty big, so you could go in there and find, somewhere to study, and nobody'd be around and be quiet. You know what I mean? That's where I used to study for my appraising exams and stuff. And there just ain't no good library around here nowhere. Muncie's is Morning, Mike. And they may have one up in Harbor City. I'll have to Google it and see. That way I'll have somewhere to go quiet and read and stuff. Time is it's not even 6 yet. Okay, I was getting ready to yell at Eric. Say, hey man, where you at? No, 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 no. Where are you gonna go fishing at, Skeeter? Who is it you said you was fishing with? You and hold on. Let's go up. Oh, you're going with any pin. Oh, it was yesterday you went. Oh, cool. Yeah, I like any pin. He's cool. He's good people, man. Then again, I like about everybody. You know what I mean? I try to get along with everyone, and I don't care who's beefing with who or whatever. You know what I mean? It's none of my business. I don't get into anything like that. And I treat everyone as, as far as I'm concerned, I treat them how they treat me. And if I ain't got nothing, no beef with them or whatever, then then they're fine in my book. Hey, Sampy, what's up, brother? How are you? But life is too short for stuff like hassles and beefs with people. Yeah, I think I'll go up to Marion this morning. That's what I'm going to do, see. Morning, Gorilla Crew Wargaming. How are you today? You're not going to get any arguments from me on that comment whatsoever. This country's going to be rolling again in 2 years. I mean, just booming, economy booming. Everybody working that wants to work, and the ones who don't are just going to have to fend for themselves. I know I'm sleeping better at night right now since the election's over and it came out the right way. I don't know what I'd have done had we lost that election. This country had been in so much trouble, man. I'm not sure it would have survived 4 more years. It's a good country and everything, great country, but boy, it just, it only takes so much. And at the rate they were going, we wouldn't even be American no more. Hell, we would be the minority the American citizens would be. And I don't mean minority by race or anything like that. I mean minority by citizenship. Entirely different. And I imagine MSNBC and all them are probably going nuts on all the executive orders he's signing. Because they're not happy about it. I think someone ought to do a live, like one of the news programs or whatever, ought to do a live and just go through and read off what each of the things he's signed is. Hello, man. It's a good boy. Huh? What you looking for, Willis? He's a good puppy. I went to go to bed last night. I don't know, about 10:30 or so, and he's usually laying on the love seat with the big dog. I couldn't find him. He wasn't laying on mom or anything, and I went in there to go to bed. Heck, he was up in bed already. Like, come on, dude, let's go. I've been waiting on you. And then he got mad because I moved him over when I got in bed, so he got mad and got down, and he got back up there sometime last night. But you could hear him grumbling, jumping off the bed like, damn, I was so comfortable you had to move me. And so I suppose he probably went in there and played with the big dog for a little bit until he got cool and he wasn't mad no more, and he come back and got in bed. I got some little steps for him to get, to get up on the bed. There's no way he can jump up there. And I can't get the big dog to come up the steps into the bed. And I definitely can't lift her up there no more. Because my old bed, the other place, it set pretty low and she'd jump up on it, even as fat as she is. You can enter to win a trip to the 2025 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Not sure what that is, but and there's probably nobody in there that I would have a clue who they are. Is it going to go up? I seen something about that, and they said Social Security and veterans were going to be happy. So you got a 100%. That's a bummer, man. I'm sorry. You know, everyone tells me I should apply for disability at the VA, but I can't think of anything I got wrong with me that was service related. You know what I mean? And I just can't, in good faith, go in there and apply for it and say, you know, well, this is wrong with me and it was caused in the service, when, you know, it actually wasn't really caused there. So I guess everybody gets some kind of disability from the VA. I don't know anything about this stuff. You know what I mean? Good morning, Dee. How are you today? You know, so, I mean, and I've heard that for 30 years, 20 years, 30 years. People, man, dude, I can't believe you ain't got no disability from VA. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that kind of stuff, you know. For one, I can't go in there and lie to them. I'm not a good liar. You know, I would never be able to be like a organized crime criminal or nothing like that, because I would definitely just horrible in an investigation or an interrogation. I mean, that's awesome right there, dude. As long as they were documented. Is your health pretty good besides that? I mean, are you healthy though? You know what I mean? Because, you know, it would suck even being 100% but still not be healthy, and then you know what I mean? That'd be horrible. I wouldn't trade my health for that any day. I don't know. All my health issues right now, besides my knee, are my fault. My weight and stuff like that. That's my fault, and I got to make changes. You know, I don't want to have a heart attack. I asked God to give me 15 years after Dad passed. That'd be 15 summers that I can go fishing and ride motorcycle and stuff. You know what I mean? That'd make me 75. And like, you know, can you just please give me that? Because I've spent pretty much the last 20 years taking care of people besides myself. And that's not too much to ask. Oh, okay. You're a combat vet, dude. Thank you so much, man. See, I was in the 80s. I was blessed. We weren't in combat. The closest we came, I was at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, when they bombed the military barracks in Iran, I think it was. So Iran or Iraq, one of the two. And we went on alert. And I thought for sure we were going, because we had done everything to the point of loading up on the C-130 thing. And then they canceled it. It was just to see. You know, it was a drill basically, but we didn't know it because as hot as everything was. Was you a Marine in the 80s? Cool. Do you remember the barracks getting bombed? I think it was Iraq, wasn't it? I can't. I'm almost sure it was Iraq. You was in Grenada? No kidding. I remember that. You know, that's one you don't hear much about, and it was pretty gnarly there. Yeah, I think it was Iraq. Right now, maybe it's Iran. I can't remember. All I know is we went on alert. You know, I seen it on the news, but the next thing I know, they're like, you know, get your S together, get ready to be in formation in 30 minutes or something like that. we always kept a rucksack, like almost like you would a bug out bag now. You know what I mean? I kept my thing, one of them set up like that, where if we had to go Beirut, there you go. Thank you so much. I couldn't think of it. Oh man, dude, I'm sorry if they were killed, but that was the closest we came, and I was a 90-day loss at the time, if you know what I mean. I had like 80 days left or something, and we were sitting there in line. I drove a little rig that had a little communications rig. It was a Jeep with the radio equipment stuff set up in the back, so we were pretty mobile. And I was talking to my first sergeant. I was like, I got like 80 days left. He said, oh no, you signed up for 3 years inactive. We go to war, those 3 years inactive become active. It's like, I should have read the fine print, I guess. Yeah. If we would just keep our nose out of there, it would be a lot better for us. If we would just totally leave the Middle East alone. Those people have been warring since Jesus' time, and it's never going to end. And we have no business being there, to be honest with you, in my opinion. So if we were to leave them alone, it would be a much better world. That's part of why they hate Donald Trump so bad. He will not get us in a conflict. You know what I mean? Unless he has to. And the old school Democrats and all them, that's cutting into their military money from their contractors. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, but by leaving alone, I mean completely remove ourselves from the area. Everything, just leave. Where we have no footprint whatsoever in that region. I don't know. It's kind of like the way I live my life. I don't put my nose in other people's business, ever. I kind of get a chuckle out of, all the little arguments and stuff that happen. And whenever you got a group of people, and I just stay out of it. So, it doesn't affect me. It's not my business. And your life's a whole lot better when you live it that way. Because otherwise, you could be having drama every day if you wanted to. And I already have enough drama anyway. I don't need it. I swear my nose is running like if they were picking the cornfields or something right now. Exactly. You know what gives me? Russia was in Afghanistan for what? How many years? 20 some years, and pulled out and realized this is a useless cause. There's no winning here. And what do? We end up going there too. It's like, what makes you think you can do anything Russia didn't do? Just leave them be. Strength from within or whatever. I don't, and like you said, it's military industrial complex. That's what it is. They will always have until these old school swamp Republicans and Democrat are either defeated or die and get out of office. Nothing will ever change. They're all so, wrapped up so deep in it that, it's never going to change until we totally clean out the DC. I mean, these people are in their freaking late 70s and they're still there. Come on, man. Retire. Go live. Go enjoy life somewhere. 82 to 90. Wow. I don't know. I just don't get it. I'm sure people smarter than me do, but life's too short, man, to live it in conflict. Oh, cool. What's a meal tech? If you don't mind me asking, I know I may sound stupid, but I'm not sure. The reason I ask that is because there's a thing that a job called a millwright that is around the factories and stuff, and they're it's a pretty highly skilled trade. A millwright is. Military technician. Okay. You know, I used to see the civilian employees at Fort Campbell, and I thought, man, that'd probably be a pretty good gig, be a civilian employee. I was in communications, man. I didn't do anything exciting in the military. I ain't gonna lie. You know, in fact, I feel bad. I had co-ed barracks in Germany, and I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty easy duty there, and I had co-ed barracks, and you can just imagine in the 80s, co-ed barracks in Germany. So I feel guilty for enjoying myself so much. But we were on alert there a lot in Germany. Back then, it was real. They stressed a lot about your surroundings when you were out in the community, like in going into downtown Frankfurt to party and stuff. Because back then they were homegrown terrorists in Germany that they would kill a soldier to get his ID, because then they could use it to access a base and set a bomb off. You know what I mean? So you had to be real cognizant of the fact that, careful who you talk to, and, keep your eyes and your wits about you. I believe in a strong military. Because if you appear strong, people are less apt to bother you. And that starts at the top with leadership. I mean, let's face it, Biden in no way, shape, or form appeared as a strong leader. In fact, he didn't appear as if he knew where he was at. I'm over it. I go catch some bluegill tomorrow. It might make my head better. I don't want to clean them, though. That's the only problem. And there's really no reason to go ice fishing unless you're going to keep the fish. You know what I mean? I suppose you can catch them and throw them back. But to me, if you're going ice fishing, you're going to get fish to eat. And I know catching and cooking fresh fish ain't as fun as when someone else does the cooking. I learned a lot the last couple of years that, it sure gave me I wish I'd have known when I was married what I know now. Yeah, I would have done a whole lot more around the house. But I worked a lot. I averaged, over 300 hours a year overtime back then. Because the last 3 years or so, I've been taking care of mom and them for about 6, dad 6 or 8. I don't know. I lose track of time. 6, I think it was. But, like in the last couple of years, I had to do everything from laundry to cooking to cleaning. And I'm like, dang, man. this is a hard job, and every housewife should get paid with a 4-week-a-year vacation. And I seen an ad the other day for junk haulers. We haul off junk or whatever. And the light bulb went off that I can empty my garage out. One side of the driveway was stuff that I'm going to keep and put back in there. The other side was stuff that's going to go. And then I just called one of them junk people. Hey, man, come haul this crap off. But most of it's stuff in boxes that, ain't important, in my opinion, to keep. And actually, a lot of the stuff in there is mine. And a lot of it I'm going to get rid of. Most of the stuff that's mine's from the garage, tools and things like that, cans of oil and, spray cans and a whole bunch of tools. Time is it? Eric, you around? Eric, let me know if you're around. I'll send you the link. Let's see here. Cat. That's what I'll do. I don't know what I was thinking. No. There we go. That's what I want. Bam. I'll go over here. Do this. I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna learn. I'm looking for this right here. Yeah. Okay. Here. That'll work. Now you're learning, bug man. You're getting so smart. I'm almost gonna have to become Einstein. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Hold on, I'm doing something real quick. Okay. Alrighty then. Somebody's gonna have to come up with the topic, and we can all have discussion. Like we're gonna do that 3 days a week doing the show. I'm gonna come up with a topic. I'm gonna post it, and we can all discuss it. I'll try to avoid politics and stuff like that on topics. Irvine, California. Huh. Where you live at now? That's all right, Chris. Hell, no one else talks in the chat. I'm good with it. I like it. But that's the biggest problem with a live is, if the chat goes dead, what do you do? Talk to yourself. I'm getting good at that. You live in Alaska? Oh, very, very cool. Hey, good morning, John. Good to see you, buddy. Alaska, cool. Hell, it's probably warmer up there than it is here right now. Yeah, Alaska, man. How cool is that? Talk about getting away from it. We won't hold the Missouri thing against you. No, I'm kidding. Missouri's a pretty cool state. Pretty cool state. The southern part of Missouri is real nice. I've raced dirt bikes there before, a couple places. Actually drove from Wisconsin, Green Bay, Wisconsin, down to a place called Kahuka, Missouri to race one weekend because it was springtime, but up in Wisconsin, the north sides of all the hills and stuff still had snow on them, you know, because the sun doesn't get to them, and there just wasn't nowhere to go riding and no races or nothing. So I got online and looked up, you know, through the AMA website, you know, who had a Hare Scrambles that weekend. And that was the only one. I don't know how many hours. I drove a bunch and went over and actually used a couple clamps to put a tarp on the bed of my truck and stretch it out, and used a couple tent stakes, and I slept underneath the tarp. And guys in a big motorhome right across from where I was parked at come out that morning, asked me if I want some breakfast and coffee and stuff. You know, they knew I was roughing it. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'll take some. And one of the guys said, they were younger than me. My guy said, man, you must really like racing to come and do that. He said, I got to give it to you. You slept in under a tarp and drove how many hours to get here just to go racing? No, you're all right, Gorilla. Don't even worry about it, brother. You're not. No, you're not. You're fine. No, I talked to him, John. He's cool. He just said he was taking a break. I talked to him yesterday. But, and I told them they were younger men. I told them, yeah, I guess I really do like doing this now that you mention it. And then there these guys are in this, I don't know, $100,000 motorhome and stuff like that. And come trophy time, I got first. And they didn't trophy. I'm like, I remember thinking, I guess you don't need all that fancy stuff to win. You just need a desire to do it. In fact, it was a pretty cool Hare Scrambles, but it started on the motocross track, and the first giant double we come to, I just roll him. I'm not jumping shit. This dude comes flying over my head and jumps a double. And I got a really good start, like top 5 start or whatever. And all I could think of is after he done, I said, dude, you wait till we get in these trees. I am so going to park you into some trees. And within a mile in the woods, I had him parked. And then I never seen him again. 43, are you kidding me? Oh, that's cool, man. I'm telling you, I would love to live up there, except it stays cold too long. I can't do that. Geese and sandhill crane, cool. Yep. I mean, if you want to get away from civilization, Alaska is one of those places you can do it at. See, it's 5 degrees here. I knew it was warmer in Alaska than it was here. I knew it was. Heck, now, are you kidding me? Yeah, you do. That I seen the video. Them big old guys dancing with you in your front yard. Yeah, he got a video of him dancing with them in his front yard. What if that's what those are, and that he's dancing with? It was hilarious. He almost has them domesticated. I eat them. Cool. Oh yeah, they're protected in Florida. That's cool. Alaska's its own little society too, though. You got to be a hardy soul to live up there. Then I'd eat them. Yeah. I like it. John would too if he was allowed to. Don't let nobody get you. Skip this one. Yeah, when I come home from my surgery, my son's going to stay Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then my cousin's supposed to be back and come in Sunday and help through the week, I think. As my son so joyously pointed out, you're going to need help. You're not as young as you were when you had the first one done. And I'm like, well, thank you for letting me know that. Hey, Gig, what's up, brother? How are you? But he was actually right. That's the bad part. And I am going to need more help than I think. And I think, I'm trying to remember how many weeks it took before I was pretty much able to get up and about on my own. And I didn't have a walker. Now I'm going to use a walker this time. I ain't that proud. You know what I mean? I will use that walker. And then I thought I could maybe, I thought about I could maybe go to CatCon 2 weeks out, but there's no way I can drive down there. How many years you have been in total? I gotta wash my eyeballs out today. I forgot I didn't even know my camera wasn't on. My bad. I forgot all about it. Red Bull, call me. Okay, so today we're going to Marion. I gotta dig out my 1099s. You know, I got online and looked all over the IRS webpage to find out if you could. There's got to be a way to go in there and find out. You know, say 2023, how many 1099s were turned in my name, and you know what I mean. There's got to be somewhere on there because I know they know how much I made that year. Because when the company sends me a 1099, they send a copy of it to the IRS also. I'm 100% positive they do. So I spent probably an hour on there yesterday to see if I could find out, you know, what were my total 1099 income from 2023. Because 24s, I've only got a couple in right now. And there can't be, I mean, I couldn't have made no money last year. I bet I didn't make $3,000 or $4,000 last year just because of how bad dad was. Or the year before, I didn't make much. But I've got to take something to the VA hospital with me to show them what my income was that year because I got to redo it because the last time it was done, my income was kind of high. And that's how they determine, you know, what your deductible. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, that's probably true. I know someone was telling me we have a real good veterans organization at our local courthouse. Someone said they were real good. I just haven't bothered. I've been too busy to worry about that stuff. But what I want to do is go in there before my surgery, because I know I take them 1099 and say, here you go, I made $6,000 that year. Well, I'm not going to have any deductible. I'm going to get travel pay and everything else. And I should have done it last year. I just didn't think about it. You know, shit was too busy. But having surgery right now, it's like, yeah, I need to do that. And then once I submit it, after I get well from my surgery and everything, I'm going to go to the Veterans Advocacy and ask them, hey, can you backdate the copays I would have had from 2022 forward? Because you can see I didn't make that much money then, and see if they'll retro remove and whatever. I did see what was cool about Trump reinstating the people that were forced out of the service because of the shot with back pay. Hell yeah, man. That's a good check coming to them. I'd go back in just to get my check and then retire the next year. There we go. You know what oh crap. I don't know what I've done with it now. I need a bookshelf right there is what I need. I gotta find me a bookshelf. Why does that thing seem to how do you stop that alert crap? Let's see here. There's gotta be a way. No, that ain't it. There's the little setting wheel. I don't need you to let me know when a freaking email comes in. Maybe when I'm working, but not right now. Huh. There we go. See all settings. That's probably a bad idea. When it says notifications, I would assume, right? Bam, notifications, new mail notification on, important mail notification on, mail notifications off. There we go. Found it. Found it. No, I don't want to discard the changes. Well, I could go up here and hit save or something. Ah, there we go. By golly, you do. Bam. There we go. Now I don't have to hear that any. Alrighty then. Oh yeah, mine's wore out. I got to get a new one. Mine's not for gaming. I'm a real estate appraiser and I work from home. So when I'm working, I spend a lot of time in it. You know, I got a friend that drove for ABF, I think it's called, out of Atlanta, and he got like an award for 1,000,000 miles without an accident or whatever. But the last 4 or 5 years, they've been sending him to Colorado to train people coming out of the service that want to be truck drivers. And they want him to move out there permanently and do that until he retires. He's my age. Yeah, I seen that, John. I'm like, man, dude, you are so going to get out of this country. I'm not going nowhere. Yeah, you're going, pal. Dude, you get a CDL, that's freaking in the continental United States anyway. Down here, that's I can get a job any day thing. Oh yeah, you know he's gone. I hope they stuck him on a plane last night and flew him in. And here's your parachute jump. But yeah, man, the CDL is gold, in my opinion. Yeah, and the bad part is there's thousands and thousands just freaking like him out there too. Yeah, CDLs, man, you can walk out of your job today and walk into another job tomorrow. They're dying for them. And I'll tell you, one of the good jobs around here is the guys who drive the cement trucks. You know what I'm talking about? Not here in the area I'm at, but over around north side of Indy area. And see, my camera just went out. Did it go out for you guys, or is it just my connection between my computer and here? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if you have a CDL, you can pretty much go anywhere. Yeah, I'm with you, John. The peeing in the cup thing's kind of tough. Now, what gets me is, what if you live in a state where it's legal now? You know what I mean? And because it stays in your system so long, you could give someone a piss test that got high 2 days ago, and it's still going to show in their system. So how can you say, oh, they're driving under the influence at that moment? You really couldn't. Well, the federal government, yeah, you're right. I'm talking about your CDL is issued by the state, though, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? They're going to have to develop a test that they can determine that. I'm sure it's in the works somewhere. Yeah, but what I'm saying is the state issues your CDL, so maybe they have federal laws they got to go by. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. All I know is I've worked for myself for the last 25 years, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I was very blessed to be able to do that. Don't get me wrong. I do not take it for granted. I did it one time, but I don't anymore. I mean, it was a blessing to be able to work for myself. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to take care of my dad, if I didn't. But besides that, it's been a good thing. No, I'm not going to look at that and know what this is. I'll look at it. I love Angry Granny, Grandma. There. Oh, what the hell is that? There we go. Yes, it does, John. Very much so. Hey, good morning, Mark. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Let me know if you want to come up. I'll kite you the link. I will be going ice fishing tomorrow, whether I want to or not now. I already committed myself to it. So there is no way around it. Mark, you've been asleep or you still just been up? Don't worry about it. I had stuff going on too. I, you know how I remember thing where I forget stuff, and like I said, I forgot to call the dad's union pension people. I forgot to call them, so I've got to do that today. And forget what else I needed to do that I had forgot to do. Slept since 8 p.m. Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome. I'm glad. You needed it, man. Definitely. Definitely needed it. I think I went to bed about 11:30 or so. Actually got in bed and laid down. Little guy was up in there sleeping already. He got mad when I moved him over. I was like, dude, if you're going to sleep in here, you know that I'm going to be coming in here and that's my spot. He grumbled, got down. Sometime he got back up there last night. They probably went in late. Mom. Yeah, John, I understand. Believe me. Well, Dad got to the point. I mean, I had to, get his clothes out and pretty much dress him or help him get dressed. He couldn't do it on his own. Yep, I understand, Grill. My pop passed away in December. I understand it all too well. I feel like I got a headache. I don't ever get headaches, but it's like I can almost feel them like they're just back in the background, and like it just take one stressful thing to make a headache pop up. So did I, Gig, when I was a kid. Yep. Hell, I still do as an adult. Who am I kidding? And being left-handed, man, I had such a hard time, because everybody's done everything right-handed, and I was left-handed, like learning to tie my shoes and stuff like that. I don't know how many times I'd have my shoes on the wrong feet all the time, Mom used to say. Yeah, Grill, I don't know how much you know my background, but I cared for my dad for the last 6 years or so. He had cancer and dementia. Exactly, John. And I actually adopted that philosophy after I heard it from you because 2 years ago, Pop started maybe three, probably, Pop started not being Pop. You know what I mean? And once that happened, it was pretty much, he wasn't there. Every now and then there'd be a glimpse of him, but it was really hard. Like I'd be driving along, and for instance, I would think of somewhere we used to go fishing at, and usually I would come home or I'd come say, "Man, you remember we used to go fishing at that place? You know how to get there or whatever." You know what I mean? Well, for a couple of years, I just couldn't even do that because he couldn't even remember that we went there, let alone where it was. And that was really hard to get used to. Or working on something, working on the car or the motorcycle, and usually I could ask him questions that he might know, like especially when it comes to setting the timing on points and stuff like that. And then don't mean who in the hell do I ask these questions to now? Especially the thing about like points and condensers and gap in your points and stuff like that. Good morning, Mark. Where'd you go? Hey, Knuckle Brain. If you were talking, I couldn't hear anything. Do I have my volume down? No, it's up. Turn it up a little. Yeah, it's up. I hate that little dinging thing. Yep. Yep. And like John, you're blessed like I am to have the ability to do it. I'm glad I got to do it for sure. And just like with you, John, there's days that it's so freaking hard to do that you just want to pull your hair out. And then there's other days they're so sweet, that you're glad that you're the one taking care of them. Yeah, I bet he is too. Oh, that's hilarious. Mm-hmm. Somebody sent Mom this little heart locket thing on a chain, a necklace. And you take it off the necklace and you're carrying, oh man, dude, I'm sorry. You take the little locket off and you open it up and there's a little brass thing you take out and you unscrew it, and you can put some of your ashes of your loved one in there. So I got to do that for her. Yeah, Mark just lost his father also. It's been a tough month, man. Tough couple months. How old are you, Gorilla? Now that I think about it, you got to be my age. Yeah, there's always times that pop up that, like I was talking about, when you would typically, I would ask my dad a question about how to do something or whatever. And then that something like that'll pop up and you'll realize, shit, man, I don't have nobody to ask that anymore. Okay, you're my exact same age. Actually, I'll be 61 in February. Oh, gig. Oh yeah, dog line. Come on in, man. This clubhouse, the best part about this clubhouse is the more people come in, the bigger it gets. You know, it's like this. It's like an enchanted building that is never crowded, because I don't like crowds, so the building just gets bigger the more people come in. Yeah, I'm gonna go up and fish for Mark this summer. Y'all are old. Yep, I agree. I can still remember I was in my 50s and got my first mailer from AARP or whatever. And I'm like, no, you don't. I'm in my 50s. What are you sending me this shit for? I'm done. As far as working any type of regular job or anything, I'm done. Exactly, Mark. I do too. Yeah, John, I so wish I would have had someone to give me financial advice when I was in my 20s. Yeah, really, I understand that. I grew up in a factory town, and there are a lot of guys worked in them factories till they were in their 70s, and they didn't want to quit because they didn't have anything to do when they did. And they would retire and end up dead, in a year, 6 months to a year, just because they didn't have anything to do after they retired. That's the key. You got to plan and say, I'm going to go fishing or I'm going to do whatever. And these people retired from the factories, they had good pensions. I mean, they made enough in their pension to do pretty much anything they wanted in retirement. Yeah, you gotta. That's something I don't know how to. When you being in the military is such a different world. When you come out, nothing kind of fills that void, so to speak. Even a full-time job or whatever, it's just not the same. Exactly, John. A lot of coffee and that stuff sound cool. Yep. Next year I start so screwed. Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna have to work some, but I'm not gonna worry about working, I'm not gonna worry about, like yesterday I missed a couple appraisal requests come in, which I couldn't take them anyway because I'm gonna have surgery. But when I'm working hard or full time at it, then I'll sit and watch that email all day, every day. I'll have the alerts set and everything like that. And that way, because the lenders got to the point where they'll send an order out and they'll send it to say 4 different appraisers, and the first one to get back to them usually or they'll get bids from the 4 different appraisers, and they always take the lowest bid and the shortest turn time. And then they use that to justify it as being reasonable and customary fees for that area, because the government said they have to pay a fee that is reasonable and customary. Well, if you're sending that order out to 2 or 3, 4 people to get bids from, then you're getting the lowest. You're not getting the customary. For instance, I had someone send me an appraisal request a couple of weeks ago. It was for just a regular single family residential house appraisal, right? And right now, for me, those are 4 1/4. If you're not going to pay that, don't send it to me. I'm not even interested. This one had like a $375 fee. They said that they would pay for it. And I just emailed them back and said I haven't done an appraisal for that much since probably 2012. Wasn't interested. But there's 2 lenders that I asked to not send me work when things started getting bad with Dad. And after I'm healed up with my knee and everything's back to good, then I'm going to email them and say, hey, can you guys start sending me orders again? Oh yeah, that old boy, he's already on the way. Well, see, and it's just the opposite with me, Dog and I. They send this appraisal request out, and they'll send it to 4 people, and a lot of times their biggest concern is the turn time. How long is it going to take you to get to them? Sometimes they'll take the higher bid that has the shorter turn time, but their whole idea behind sending it out for bids is to get the lowest bid they can. And you got a young starving appraiser out there, he's going to do a freaking appraisal for $350 because he just needs the money, and all that does is drive the fees down. But then you get old like me and you just don't care, and you're like, yes, what I'll do it for. If not, oh well, send someone else. Chris M is in the crib today. Yeah, I don't understand where the higher bid, I don't get that either, to be honest with you. Travel never seen it, I don't understand it. She says they bid and then someone bids higher. Amazing stuff, the sky's the limit. So you can bid all you want, but are they accepting that bid? I know where Mark. It's all right. You can pop up anytime you want, though. You got the link. Yeah, it don't make sense that the bidding process goes to higher. Why would the company want to pay more? Now have sound issues. You may want to shut it off and restart. You know what? My other computer was so slow, I always used my laptop when I done this. Well, now with this PC here, it's fast enough, and I do it on here. I can't remember the last time I opened that laptop. Put a bowl of rice on the PC. We'll fix it. Yeah, that's the one thing about Macs, man. They work all the time, that's for sure. Well, exactly. That was the whole idea behind the bidding process. Otherwise, you and a couple people could get together and say, "Hey, I'm going to bid this. Now you come in and bid above me. Then you bid above them." You know what I mean? You could drive that fee way up. I needed that, John. Thank you. That was a good one. Trying an Asian to eat the rice. I love the clubhouse. Well, that was priceless. There You know what I ain't done in a long, long time? I ain't went to a Mexican place, had Mexican food, and overindulged in frozen margaritas, and I think I'm due. Exactly, draws the Asian in. It's just some little microscopic Asians too that come in and picks up what's in there. Is it really, Mark? It was 5 here this morning, just regular 5, not negative. It's 4 degrees now. Why does it always get colder around 6 o'clock? I've been noticing that. Hell, I'm supposed to go ice fishing tomorrow, Mark, but the forecast thing said, what's it say, a high of uh, tomorrow is supposed to be 21 and 36. And today it says 14 and 20. Well, that's wrong because it's 4 degrees right now. But my question being is, when does that 21 degrees start? Actually, the looks of this, okay, I got the hourly one for today. All right. So it says, like right now, it's 4 degrees. It's going to go up by noon, it'll be 16, and then it continues to climb. But the big surprise is it starts climbing at midnight and climbs all night to 22 degrees at 6 a.m. So by 9, that'll work. We fishing tomorrow, baby. I'm a fan of smorgasbord too. I thought about that dog, and I'd be honest with you, I just didn't know enough about them. You got to understand this computer here, the one that it replaced, when I bought it, it had Windows 7 on it. That's how old it was. But I bought a good machine, you know what I mean? I took my time to get what I wanted, and it was fast and it was the first computer I ever seen that had a terabyte of RAM into it. And now all of them do, that's not a big deal, but eat from buffet. You order from menu. No, you go away. That's like the story when, who was it, the CatCon year before last, they all went to a buffet, and it was part of the One Ton Fishing Club and Stand 2 and a bunch of big guys, and they all rolled into that buffet. Them people freaked out when they rolled in there because they're all big. Be like, we're just going to pull chairs with wheels on them up to the buffet and eat our way around it. Now you got to be careful on Amazon. You make sure you read it real close because you'll end up with a refurbished computer. Okay. And that's why it's so cheap. I made that mistake with the first one I ordered, and it didn't work, and I had to send it back. So, make sure you read and make sure it's not a refurb. 24-inch with 40 gig of RAM. You eat okra, but you get vegetable now. You eat the broccolis. Eat the broccoli. Broccoli and mushu pork. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, then and I should get you this one I bought the refurb, and I'll see. Let me see if I can find the name of that company. They're out of Ohio. These guys are awesome. I know I got the paperwork around here somewhere. I'll dig it out. Let me write a note. And I'll give you their name. You can look them up on Amazon. They got some, and they're good. They're good, and they're good to work with. Let's see, find computer company. What am I thinking? I can just look it up on Amazon. Hold on, I can tell you what these people are. I mean, they're the first company I dealt with. The guy gave me a hard time about sending it back, but it didn't work, and he got kind of shitty on the phone. I said, "Dude, I'll tell you what. I'm sending this fucker back to Amazon. That's who I bought it from. I don't give a damn who you are, because they fulfilled the order or whatever." And I told him, as far as I was concerned, we have nothing else to talk about, pal. Let's see. Where is the computer at? I buy too much stuff on Amazon. That's a fact. Here we go. Yeah, this is the one here. Let's see here. Yeah, that one was the 16 gig RAM. I wanted to get the 32 gig RAM, but I didn't have enough money at the time. Let's see here. Click on their. Dang that, but that ain't it. Hold on, I'm finding the name of the company for you real quick. I did get 1 terabyte of gig and 16 gigs of RAM. That's what I got. With Intel 7. Hold on. There's got to be, because I was thinking I had communications with these guys. Let's see. Go back to where I ordered it and see if it's got the contact. Get products, poor problem with order, return, share, leave seller feedback. Let's see if it does it that way. Blair Technologies. Hold on, let me see if I can see their profile. Okay. Blair Technologies is the name of it. BLAIR. Blair Technologies.
History Channel.
Hold on, let me scroll back up in the chat. I probably missed it.
History Channel. Yeah, Dog and I, it's Blair Technologies. If you go to Amazon and type in Blair Technologies, you can go to their storefront. And they were a good company to work with. What are you looking for? An all-in-one, right? See if they got any. Yeah, they got 17 pages of content, so you know they got one. It's a big computer right there. let's see. And I liked this company because I could go in and just buy the tower. I didn't have to buy a freaking monitor and stuff like that to get what I wanted. You know what I mean? Because I already had all the other stuff. I didn't need that crap. You know, because I run dual monitors and stuff like that, and I already had them. I just had to make sure the PC I got was dual monitor. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Mark. It's definitely a better product. The Mac is a much better product. Here they got a Dell Opti 540 desktop computer PC. That one's all in one, but it's built though. It's $374. Oh no, it's not. That's a PC model. Never mind. Disregard that. But I'm sure if you go through and send them an email or whatever, they'll tell you what they got. And I didn't realize there were so many different kind of computers out there now either. You know what I mean? Good morning, Benoit ladies. Good to see you guys. You fishing this weekend? Or you got the ice fishing bug these days? My buddy's got the ice fishing poles, thank God, because I was getting ready to make me one. Well, I thought that's what you wanted. I'm sorry. I thought that's what you said up here in your chat earlier, that you was looking at an all-in-one. Let me find it. Where did it go? Yeah, we were talking about the travel stuff. I was about to buy a laptop. I was wanting something with more than 8 gig RAM and more than 1 terabyte space, and the price range of $300 to $800. Okay. But then I found out they sell desktop all-in-ones that have 30. Yeah, see, I thought you said you wanted an all-in-one right there. I'm sorry. If you want a regular computer, they got hundreds of them. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's the thing you got to think about when you're buying a computer. What am I going to use on it? You know, that's when I bought the one that had Windows 7 on it, and it was great up until I had to load Windows 11, and it just slowed it down so much. But when I bought it, it had enough capacity and RAM that it was always going to be fast. Yeah, I got a Dell actually. Dude, you got a Dell. But the one I got, this one here is not as built as my other one was. But I figured I didn't need it now. I'm not doing a lot of appraisals. Okay, Benoit, you guys have a safe day at work today. Yep. If the fish are biting, I'll go live tomorrow. If they're not, I ain't going to waste your time. Here, so, yeah, that's not a bad idea, John, to go with a powerful gaming PC. Then you're going to have all kinds of
good video cards and everything like that, whatever they're called. Excuse me. Sorry, Uncle Lou, I burped really low though. Which if I was going to be doing, 3 or 4 appraisals a week or whatever, I wouldn't have bought this PC. I would have bought a much more powerful one. Yeah, I bet it does. Yeah. And I looked at one of them actually, but I was just kind of on a budget that I only had X amount of money to spend, you know what I mean? So I had to be real careful. I had to find the best computer I could for the budget I had. And it took me about a week to do it. You can buy a heated scarf. I have no idea why. I hate scarves anyway. Dun, 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 dun. Bam, there we go. I don't care about the Venmo quarterly statement. Hmm. I'm in this realize the value. Okay, that's stupid. All right. What the heck is he doing? The heck you at, Curtis or Eric Curtis? I gotta give the two brothers credit. They ain't dogged me too bad about the Notre Dame game. Not as bad as I thought they would. Yeah, I seen that too. Yeah. I wonder how many Biden things he blocked. You know what I mean? That makes me so mad. Jeez, yeah, that drive me crazy at night. Huh, that's cool. I bet he's asleep. I don't know if Eric's working today or not. Oh, I'll bet he is too. No doubt. He could be having some hot grits with some butter and stuff like that too. You never know. Or he could be sitting there eating some hard uncooked beans thinking they're peanuts. I know someone's mom who done that when she had dementia. And he's basically eliminating what's called the anchor baby. You're not going to have a baby come into this country legally and have a baby and then use it as it's now an American citizen, so you're going to use it as your anchor to keep yourself in the States. Ernie, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Oh, I always do that part. Let's see, 7:15 and we're at 19 people. Yep, that's about right. It usually surpasses 20 at about 7:30 or so. It's usually 20 some people. Hmm. Yeah, I could probably go back to sleep for a little bit. Show canceled due to lack of interest. So TikTok's still on now, isn't it? There was an injunction or something that they didn't have to shut it off while it was going to be in the hearing or whatever. $75-day hold. I have no idea. Yeah, I suppose they will, but the key being they don't want any of that money going to China, and that's what it's doing right now. That's why I've never used it and never will. Because I actually watched the congressional hearing, and they just had one a couple of weeks ago. I didn't get to see it, but the one last year they had the congressional hearing and had the TikTok guy in there, and were questioning him, and one of the senators questioning said something along the lines is, I have no doubt that the revenue you are generating, a part of that revenue is going to the Chinese military. He said, I know for a fact it is. I've seen the trail. And the guy didn't deny it and didn't say, no, that's not true. So the money that we generate to TikTok actually goes to China to build a military that may be used against us someday. That's why I don't use TikTok. That was a whole lot to just say that I don't use TikTok. Oops. Oh, I understand that too, Mark. The data and the one thing that's built into TikTok is it accesses your contacts and gathers their information also. And for instance, if you have a TikTok account and everyone signs, yes, I agree to what the agreement, what you call it, the guidelines and agreement is or whatever. Well, in all that small print, there's part of it that says I give them permission to access my contact list and the details in it or whatever. Yep, the government does that, but see, the way I understood it in the hearing that I watched was the difference with TikTok was, most things gather your data, the data that on you yourself, but they're not able to access all of your contacts. And with TikTok, they're able to do it. And that was the big difference from what I came away from the hearing with, was the fact that they were able to access the contacts. So in turn, not just their contacts on TikTok, but they're all the contacts in their phone, like your call list and everything. Yeah, I don't use Facebook at all, never have, because and I don't know, it's been 15 years ago or so, whatever. I signed up for Facebook just because I needed just I wanted to see this dirt bike video, and the only place you could see it was on Facebook, but it wouldn't let you access it unless you had a membership. Yeah, there you go, John. Of course it did. Oh, I don't know. You're going to have to fill me in on Web3. I know. I think it is VPN only have to do with emails, or is that a browsing thing also? Crypto powers Web3, which is why it's going gangbusters. Really? Web3, I got to Google that one. If I could find any way to get privacy, I would. Web3, also known as Web 3.0, is an idea for a new iteration of the World Wide Web, which incorporates concepts such as decentralization, blockchain technologies. What is an example of a Web3? Web3 is an idea. One example Web3 technology is non-fungible tokens. I don't know what that is. Web3 tokens explains popular examples. Casper, yeah, well, that's going to take some studying, isn't it? I don't care. Throw them all in there. Web3 tokens. Popular examples of Web3 tokens. Web3 will be. Yeah, VPN. I didn't know if it was just your emails or or if it was a server that accounted for everything. I know I'm tongue tied on that, but you know what I'm trying to say. All blockchains will, in the end, have the capacity to interoperate, thus creating an internet of blockchains. Making that possible has already begun with the development of bridge protocols and appropriate frameworks. Yeah, that's a little deep. I'll have to read that later and see what I can see. It's interesting. Yeah, let me read about it, Mark, so at least I have a vague understanding before we talk, and we'll talk about it. Yeah, I'm thinking about going to VPN. No, I know there's a places like Project Veritas. Well, it's OMG now, but it used to be Project Veritas. All of your emails to them and stuff go through VPNs, and they're not traceable or not able to be seen by outside eyes. Zach Morse code, yeah. Okay. I could believe that, dog and I. You know, like I said, I watched the congressional hearing, but I was also working at the time. So, you know, there's some of it I missed. But the guy they had on there was the CEO of the TikTok operations in North America. And they grilled him. Yeah, exactly. right by Chris Dixon. Okay, yeah, I can't do it that way. I'm gonna screenshot it on my phone. Hello, Kate. How you doing today? It's good to see you. Let me screenshot that book name. I hate when that does that. Come on, there you go. Flip back. No, I am an idiot. Say it with me, Brian. You're an idiot. I agree. There. Finally got a screenshot. This phone is the hardest phone I ever had to use to get a screenshot off of. Yeah, it's been cold around here too, Kate. Which is why I've decided to hibernate, and I'm not participating in existence until it warms up. I'm just going to be here, but I'm not actually going to be part of the world, just existing. Interesting. That's probably not a bad idea, Dog and I, but I wonder if there are any government restrictions keeping them from being able to do it. Oh, you're kidding me, Kate. I had my wife, her brother was a paranoid schizophrenic, and he done that. I got him in the hospital because he was walking around in downtown Muncie with no shoes on, gave his shoes to someone and was just talking gibberish, man. And someone called me and I went and got him in the hospital, and he left. So I feel your pain. Not to be too nibby, but what was she in the hospital for? Was it, like the psych ward? Yeah, exactly. And that was him. He was just, he was having an incident. And it took like 5 cops to hold him down when I got him to the hospital. And I warned him before I came in. I went in and told the people at the desk, I said, hey, this guy's having a psychotic incident. You can't bring him in here and just put him in a room. You're going to have the seventh floor come down and get him. If you put him in a room, something bad will happen. They didn't listen. They put him in a room. Next thing you know, there's 5 cops trying to hold him down. And I think we had the doctor put a 72-hour hold or something on him. You know what I mean? I think there was something like that where he couldn't get out. But once that was released, before we could get to the hospital, he was gone. I can't remember what it was, the exact details of it, because I am an airhead. But I'm sorry you're going through that right now. It's hard to do the right thing, man. No kidding. So she out on the street because of the psychological issues, you think? And then, yeah, man, it's definitely not a good time to be out on the street at all. Think of it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they can only infringe on someone's right. But if I remember correctly, it was either the doctor or someone put Scotty on a 72-hour hold on the basis of, what was it? How'd they say it? To protect him from himself or something along those lines. You know what I mean? That basically saying they're afraid that he could hurt himself, so they're not going to let him go until his mental state is stable enough that they don't have to worry about that part. But the second they deem him stable enough, they open the door. Yeah, that's horrible. And that's the bad part. They have to let him go. And they can tell him, don't contact any of my family. I don't want them to know I'm gone, and they can't contact nobody. HIPAA. Yeah, Kate, that's kind of, this has been a good place for stuff like that. With the stuff I went through with Dad, stuff Mark went through. He lost his father shortly back. John's mom was like my father with, and sometimes it's good just to come in and get it out, man. Yeah, see, and they just let them go. I don't get that. Well, just open the door and let you out. You can take off walking. You want any shoes? Nope. Okay, it's winter, but you don't need them if you don't want them. Yep. It just, some things, I mean, I can understand the reasoning behind it, that you can't keep someone against their will. But if their mental state is not sufficient that they can determine how to keep themselves safe, then you should be able to keep them until they are. Oh yeah, when that happened with my wife's brother, I mean, heck, I was in my 30s probably. And, I didn't talk to nobody at work about it back then. I was too young. I didn't, you didn't share your emotions or nothing back then. I did anyway. That's just where I came from. I learned a lot, in the years after that need to you need to open up about stuff. For one, with me, you don't want to know that your family's nuts. I got a bunch of nuts in my family, but you know what I found out? Most people do also. Every family seems to have something like that going on. It is not the Brady Bunch out there, I can tell you that. Oh yeah, yeah. If they're smart, if they have any semblance of intelligence, and they become good at manipulating, about like a drug addict does. They become good at manipulating people. Exactly, John. Was it a video or an article I seen? They were talking about when they done away with the mental hospitals in America is when things started getting bad, because there are a lot of people out there that are mentally unstable, but there's nowhere to put them. You know what I mean? There is nowhere. Where back in the day, they had mental hospitals, they put them in, and exactly, they. I remember when they cut the funding for mental hospitals stuff. We had two big ones here in Indiana. One of them's still open, but the other one's gone. Yeah, Kate, you're right, because it seems these days someone would want to use it against you and maybe go to man, hey, she's got crazy people in her mind, people are vindictive for some reason these days. I don't know what makes people so mean. But there's a lot of them these days. I know that. And maybe it's just because we have the ability to learn more at an instant, than we used to. I don't know. Well, see, that's the part. I had a brother that died from a drug overdose. He was a long time drug addict. And eventually you get tired.
You know what I mean? You can only help as much as you can until, I mean, with my brother, I literally, after 15 years or so, to keep him in line or anything, eventually you just get so fed up, you throw your hands up like, okay, man, I'm trying my best, but if you don't want to help, then I can't help you. Yeah, I agree, Kate. Morning, Jersey. See, Kate, that's why you got to develop a way to go to work for yourself, and then you don't have them issues. I highly recommend it for everyone. If you can figure out a way to work for yourself, do it. It takes so much stress off your life as far as dealing with people. Because you're right. And you think somebody's your friend at the workplace until you find out they dogged you in an interview or something with the boss because they wanted to get ahead. Yeah, exactly. I understand that exactly about the same type of people. You know, except for such a hard thing, people with mental issues, you don't want to just throw your hands up because it's not their fault. But the worst part I found with Scotty was once they got him stable and his medicine was working and he would be out on his own, then he'd just quit taking his medicine, and a month later you're back in the same spot. Yeah, it's not a venture I think I would start at the time of being under a lot of stress if I had a means of income at the time, you know what I mean? That's something. For one, starting a small business or going to work for yourself is something you don't want to do when you're, under a lot of stress because you want it to be a good memory. Oh man, I'm so happy. I remember when I went to work for myself and life got so much easier and my stress level dropped. You know what I mean? So the timing of when you do it is important also. Yep, I agree, John. And the one I always use is God will never burden you with more than you can handle. And I had to rely on that one when I was taking care of Dad. When you were cleaning up some of the messes it was hard. And all I'd keep telling myself is, God's not going to burden me with more than I can take. But then on the other hand, I'd say, but he sure has more faith in me than I do. I in a span of 3 years, I went through a divorce, moved, and changed professions. And those are the three most stressful things you can ever do in life, is what I read about. And I done them all back to back to back. And it's amazing. I actually was under so much stress. One time I was losing patches of hair in the back of my head. Couldn't figure out what it was. Went to the doctor. He asked me, "Are you under any stress?" And I was like, "You have no idea." He said, "Well, that's what this is. You're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to do something." And that's, you know, there was so much going on back then. I think it was just before my brother passed. It might have been just after. Yeah, sometimes that's all you got, Kate. And that's where faith comes in handy. And I struggle with that a lot. Yeah, I forgot about the bankruptcy part and losing the house too. Yeah. Which losing the house part didn't really bother me. I wasn't going back to that house. I know that. Yeah. But and like I said, I try not to be greedy, and I just and I don't ask God for a lot for myself. You know, ask Him to keep me healthy so I can do what I have to do to take care of mom and stuff. But I did ask Him, can you give me, 15 years of my life from here, 15 years out, that to let me stay healthy enough that I can go do stuff for me, because I've always done for everybody else, and I'd like to do for me for a while. Yeah, the bankruptcy part for me was just there was so much stuff over my head and everything was sinking, and I'm like, I gotta do something, you know. I was living up in Wisconsin at the time. My wife had moved back here and brought my son with her, so I ended up coming back here the next year. I had my wife had a son when we got together. He was 3, and I raised him his whole life. But we were up in Wisconsin. It was his senior year in high school. Okay, so and he played sports. He played football, basketball, ran track. And we were getting divorced, and I couldn't see making him leave school his senior year and move back somewhere else just for his senior year. You know what I mean? So I stayed up there for an extra year so he could finish high school. It was the right thing to do. His mom's a piece of crap for not doing that. But I did. And in turn, I was away from my son. And that bothered me a lot. And I don't hate my ex or anything. We're still civil and we talk. She called me when Pop died and everything else. But that's one I'll never forgive her for, is taking my son down to Indiana while I waited on Brandon to graduate. That one there I'll never forget as long as I live. Where I probably shouldn't be that way, and I'm sure God's going to deal with me on that one sometime. But yeah, doing what sons do. You're right, man. Sons and daughters, you do what you can. My biggest one for me is my own moral compass. You know what I mean? I don't want to look in the mirror and say, man, dude, you're a piece of shit for what you just did, you know. And so I use my own moral compass on things like that. Hey, still in you. How are you, buddy? It's good to see you. I ain't seen you forever and a day, man. You okay? Mr. Still and you got married a couple months ago. Oh, I need a footrest to go under my desk right here to put my feet up. Mm-hmm. Jersey, I think still India's over New Jersey way. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. Hey, good morning, Nubby. How are you?
Still Indians, I think, in the Jersey area. Hi, Ashley. How are you today? It's good to see you, honey. You know, rich people file bankruptcy when things get bad. You know what I mean? So I didn't feel bad about it at all when I had to do it. So did I, actually. Somebody see Muskrat? Oh, there he is. Hey, Roger, how are you, buddy? Are you going down south fish that tournament this weekend? Okay, there we go. Okay, so bankruptcy died. Wow, that's wild. Yep. You know, sometimes, Kate, sometimes you just got to stop, sit down, take a breath, make a list of what's really, really important, and everything else becomes secondary then, you know, your health, your psychological well-being, and things like that. Those three, everything that affects them, set them aside. Don't even pay attention to them until you get yourself feeling good. You know what I mean? I'm real good about saying, okay, this here is causing me a lot of stress. I'm just, for instance, I have some IRS debt that used to literally give me ulcers until I finally got to the point I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I'm done worrying about it. And I just don't anymore. You know, I was a single dad changing professions and wasn't making much money. So the money that I would have had to set back for taxes, I used to support me and my son. And so the federal government wastes so much money. I don't care. I honestly don't care that I didn't pay them at all. I mean, and then I lived through the real estate crash, '07, when literally my work went from a couple $1,000s a week to nothing for months. I ended up doing some landscaping for a friend of mine and realized I hated that. Yeah. I was in the hospital with I had some colon issues and was sick for a couple months. And I had a Chevy S10 Extreme pickup truck, a little black one set low with the ground effects and everything. And when I got out of the hospital, I called GMAC and told them, hey, I've been in the hospital for about a month. I will get you a payment and have this totally caught up on Friday. I have some checks coming in from a lender. Thursday night, they repoed my truck. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So I called them and said, hey, wait a minute. We had an agreement. I spoke with you on the phone 2 days ago. And I wake up this morning and my truck's gone. And it's the first time in I don't know how long I didn't have my truck pulled in first and the other two cars behind it. You know what I mean? I didn't do it because I thought it was up for repossession. I just always was the first one home. And when I call them, they want me to pay them like $1,000 for stealing my truck, plus, you know, the money I was going to pay them to catch up the payments. And I said, let me get this right. You want me to give you $1,000 for coming and stealing the truck out of my driveway. I said, that's not going to happen ever. Well, we're not going to give you your truck back. I'm like, okay, well, F you, keep it then. It had 200,000 miles on it. The front end was wore out. You know what I mean? It wasn't that big of a deal, but just the fact that I had called them in good faith and then they ended up doing that. Let's see. VA email, your prescriptions have been sent. Excellent. I wonder how many, if they got all of them or just your prescription. It doesn't say plural, does it? Look and see what they sent. Get my psych meds from the VA next week. I'll be okay again. I'm lying. You know, I might get on one of the buses. You know, it wasn't scammed, but I fell for one of the IRS get out of debt things, you know, years ago, and I'll never do that again. Yep. But I only owed $2,500 on it. But like I said, I'd wore it out by then. Hell, I'd went to Florida 4 or 5 times, went up, you know, North Michigan surfing all the time. I run the miles out on that truck. Yeah, the world's safe. I always used to tell my friends when I worked at the cable company, say, hey, man, if I call you and tell you don't come to work today, stay home. Well, Gig, you're just going to have to choose one of them. You can't do both. Boy, nobody came up or anything today, so I'm winging it. Which I won't be on long. Well, 28 people in here. I suppose I should. That's what gets me. There's all those people, but very few people chat. So I have to sit here and ramble and ramble and ramble. Yeah. Kate, what you do and what I done. I went and found an apartment with the first year after my divorce. I got lucky. It was a cool apartment complex on the lake in Noblesville. But I stayed in an apartment for 4 years. And that relieves you the stress of maintenance, yard work, anything like appliances going bad or anything else. You know what I mean? Nothing. You don't have any responsibilities that way, and it helps you. Gives you an easier time for a little bit. Yeah, I talked to him last night, Jersey. Yeah, I understand. But that was a good thing. That I liked living in the apartment for that simple fact. I remember one time the fridge went out. I called refrigerators out. I had a new fridge that day. You know what I mean? Because I lived in an apartment. You know, don't rent a home that someone owns and has a management company taking care of it, because they're the worst thing on earth. Well, yeah, and the key is if you look around, you'll find the right apartment that appeals to you. I'm getting ready to end at Jersey. Don't worry about it. I'm getting ready to shut it off here directly. It's almost 8. I got to go to the VA in Marion today. Fly low and yell truck and roll. Yeah, that's the key, man. Keep a low profile. And like me right now, I don't owe on anything. Mainly because my credit's so bad, ain't nobody gonna loan me money. But then also, I like the fact I don't have any debt that I pay, you know, like a car loan or nothing. Exactly. Management companies are the worst. And I hate doing rental houses when the owner's out of state and they're going to refi and they say, well, here, you get a hold of the management company.
and have them take care of it. And I always tell them the same thing. That's not my job. You need to set up a time for me to come to that house and do that inspection. Let me know when, because otherwise I'll call them and tell them I can't get in, but I will not deal with your management company because they're all assholes. Every one of them I've ever dealt with was a piece of shit. And I always tell myself, man, I couldn't imagine renting from these people. In fact, the last appraisal I'd done, that's how it was. And it was 4 income properties, single family rentals that I took the orders on. And the management company was such a pain in the ass to deal with. I ended up not doing it. That wasn't the whole reason, but I used it as part of the reason to not do them. Oh, I have no doubt in my mind they'd do that. Like I said, I've dealt with them. They're scumbags, man. You know what you do when they threaten to evict you? Tell them that's not a problem. That gives me 90 days to find somewhere to live, and I ain't paying you a dime in 90 days. What state do you live in? Are you in like a big city or something like that? That's the first thing you got to do is get out of the city and get into a smaller town. Yeah, John, you don't use a management company, do you? You take care of your properties yourself. That's the key. You're in Alabama. I have a friend in Alabama, actually. I just talked to him last night. He works for a company that makes parts for SpaceX and NASA for rockets. They machine certain, it's a machine shop company he works for. And he sent me a small video clip of them test firing a rocket engine. Yep, sure do. And he'd have a lot less bills if he wasn't paying the management company. And a lot of those people that own them houses, they've never seen the house. They just buy the house and hire the management company to take care of it. You know, they live out of state and see the property's cheap. Like Indianapolis was a good example when real estate was booming before the crash of 08 or whatever. There were so many people in Chicago buying up the old houses converted into doubles and stuff, you know. They were buying them up sight unseen and had people rehabbing them for them, and then, they'd flip them a year later. See, the key is if you got receipts, and I laugh at them, well, take me to court, then I got the receipts. And other than that, don't talk to me no more. I don't want to hear from you. Because if you got receipts, you got the upper hand. And that's the key is documentation. Yep. I know there was a huge group of investors from Chicago bought up a bunch of property in Indianapolis. Yep. I had a lady one time, one of my lenders wanted me to do a refi for him, and I told him, dude, he wanted me to do called a pre-comp. You look at the market in that neighborhood and let him know what the high, the low, and the median is, and he knows whether to mess with the loan packet or not. And he had one he wanted me to do, and do a little market analysis for him. It was called pre-comping. It's not against the law or anything as long as you're not charging. And I pre-comped it, and when I told him what I thought it was worth, he's like, "You got to be kidding me!" I'm like, "No, why?" He said, "Because they owe double that." I said, "You're kidding me." So I told him, I couldn't do anything with it for him. I said, "Man, Dave, I can't touch this." I said, "There's what you're talking, that value you're talking about, so far out there that I don't know who done that or how they got it appraised." And I don't know, it was a week or two later, the lady that owns that house called me on the phone and wanted to talk to me about it because he had told her that he had had a market analysis done and that the value wasn't nowhere close. So the lady calls me and we're talking, and in the old days they would have pushed value, and crooked appraisers probably done that, or whatever. But she asked me about my market analysis, and I told her what, the details I used and how I came up with that number. And she said something along the lines, because I told Dave, I wasn't going to do the appraisal or nothing. But she said, "Well, okay, that's what I need to know, because I've got the FBI looking into these people because I bought 3 houses from them. And I'm finding the same thing with all 3 of them." And I was like, "Man, I am so glad I didn't do that appraisal." Well, see, Kate, that's when you move. That's that 1,500 you pay them, set that back for 3 months, and you got money to move into another place in a small town or a suburb of the big city or whatever. You know what I mean? Eventually, you get into the Dilligaf status. Does it look like I give an F? And when I reach that status, it's over with. I don't care. You can threaten to throw me in jail. You do. I just don't care. I don't think they can. They may tell you that, but as far as physically coming in and grabbing a hold of you and taking you out, I don't think so. If that was the case, how do these squatters get away with it for so long? Kate, my email's in my profile. Send me an email and I'll pull up your area and see if I can't help you find a place. I might be able to do a little something you can't. You know what I mean? I might know more about how to find stuff like that being in what I do. Mhm. Man, my debit card, the little chip thing quit working, right? A couple of days ago. So I go by the credit union, and my credit union's a really small one, and they make me a card while I'm waiting, which I thought was pretty cool. And tell me, just call the number, blah, 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 and get it turned on or whatever. Well, I called the number. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I got to answer the call real quick.
anyway, so I call the number and they prompt you to put information in, right? And no, I don't need a roommate. The last thing I need is someone I'd have to shoot to piss me off. But so I come home and I call the number and they have you put in, type in your information, and I get all the way down to the last one is my zip code. Well, I moved last 2 years ago or whatever, and I had that debit card forever. And I put the zip code in, and it comes back and says, "I'm sorry, we can't help you any further. You have to contact your financial organization." And I'm like, "What? Are you effing kidding me?" So I call the credit union, and I get some dizzy bitch on the phone. I tell her what happened, and she says, "Are you sure you didn't put the number in right?" At this point, I'm tapping the desk and trying my hardest to be nice. I said, "Ma'am, I just told you I put this zip code in, and evidently that card still reflects the old zip code. And once I done that, it said no more. It didn't want to talk to me anymore and told me to call you guys." And I said, "Can't someone there just zap this darn card and turn it on for me?" And she's like, she looked at the zip code up and on the computer and everything, and it's the right zip code and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. She wanted me to do it all again. She said, "I cleared the queue and everything. It'll let you do it all again." I'm like, seriously? All right, I'll do it one more time. Do it one more time, same result. Definition of insanity and everything. So I call again and get the same lovely young lady on the phone. Just my lucky day, I guess. And I tell her, as I told you before, that didn't work. "Well, here, I'll have to go back and talk to so-and-so. I'll have him call you, okay?" So 20 minutes later, the dude finally calls me, and we get the card turned on. Turns out he's a dirt bike racer, so we ended up talking on the phone for about an hour about dirt bikes. But I was thinking, why didn't they just zap that card and turn it on while I was at the credit union that morning? Ain't nothing up, man. Another day in paradise. But they finally got it turned on. And they're doing a pretty cool thing. The card I got has, what's it say? Folds of honor. And every time I use this, the credit union donates, I think, $1 to this veterans organization, the Folds of Honor. I think it has to do with veteran housing or something along that lines. But I thought, wait, and it don't cost me anything, but just by using that particular card, it's got something built into the chip or something, I suppose. But anyway, I thought, well, that's cool. Yeah, I think, because she come out and asked me if I had any preference on what kind of card I had. Did I want one with flowers on? You know what I mean? How people get the, and I'm like, "Ma'am, I'll be honest with you, I don't care what the card looks like." And then she shows me that one and says, "Well, this card here donates money to housing for veterans." And I was like, "Well, I'll definitely take that one then." Dog, you win the honor of starting your own morning show on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then I won't have to do it. Because I know people got to get bored listening to me ramble. I don't know where Eric's at today. I'm going to bitch slap him when I see him. Oh, see what it looks like. Oh, that's a beautiful sunrise this morning. You kidding me? See if you guys can see it when I turn the camera. I don't know if it's pointing over there or not. It might be. Yeah, almost. Let's see. No, I guess not. If I this way.
Now it's too bright. Anyway, there's a nice sunrise back there. Sorry you can't see it. All right, what's everybody's weekend plans? Yep, everybody's spaying neuter your pets. Mhm. Bum, bum, ba-na. That's a bad word. That's one of the worst 4-letter words there is. Yeah, he did. Bob kicked Happy's ass all day on the golf course, pal. Don't mess with Bob Barker. He should have known better. I said, I'm gonna bitch slap your ass is what I said. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We got a whole 0.5 of snow. You know, that's about what I got last night or yesterday afternoon / evening time, but it was nice because it was great big snowflakes falling slow. You know what I mean? So I went out and drove around in it. You know, that's a good question, John, right there. I don't know about all of them, but you know he was banging a couple. Yep, I'm pretty sure. Didn't he? I think he got in trouble for one of them, didn't he? What's your temperature, Uncle Lou, right now? Is it supposed to get warmer there? Because I think it's going to come from out that way, this way, to warm things up. You know, if you search hard enough, you can find almost any movie for free on YouTube. Yeah, I went out, drove around the reservoirs the other day, Mark, just to get out and see. There was quite a few ice fishermen. I actually got out and talked to a couple, and they said the ice was, 4.5, 5 inches thick. Man, you got your J Dog shirt on. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't know Superman was in the crib today. I do apologize, sir. Please forgive me. Yep, streaming on Roku. Yep. I'm getting ready to do away with my cable and use that stuff. What are you doing, Ashley Brady? Are you working today? It would have sucked to be one of Bob's pets. I ain't took little guy and got him fixed yet, but I'm going to eventually. It's not like he's out there knocking any dogs up around the neighborhood. Hey, 205, how are you, buddy? Are you off today? Cool. What are you cooking?
I know you cooking something. Oh, no kidding. Uncle Lou, that's wild you said that because I was just thinking when I was talking with my buddy about going ice fishing out Sundays, I was thinking about driving the side by side down there out on the lake. Now I know I'm not going to. I don't care if the ice is a foot thick. That's wild you said that. He's got a side by side, but it's just like a John Deere utility one. You know what I mean? It's not a fancy one with big shocks and everything on it. Confirm your pre-registration for your appointment 8 a.m. Wednesday, January 29th. What is up with 8 a.m.? I don't do 8 a.m., man. Y'all know this. Pre-registration for your appointment 8 a.m. Wednesday, January 29th at Central Day. Phoenix, please arrive on there. Please arrive on time before your appointment, which is pretty cool. All these appointments I've had with this orthopedic surgeon people, they text me and I go on the link they send me, and you got to go through the doctor's office and fill out all the stuff. Do you have any allergies? Do you this? Do you that? Or whatever. Well, I do it all on my phone before I ever get there, and then when I walk in, they just say, "Okay, you're checked in. Good. We'll see you. The doctor will see you in a minute." Erica. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, I wish I could find an unlocked fire stick. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, that's too much. What time is it? 8:17. Shit. All right, I'm gonna end this at 8:30. Mm. Bum, bum, bum. All right, stop the camera. Gotta go get a Red Bull out of the fridge. Your Ranger pickup truck, is that what you're talking about? Wait. Mhm. Hold on. Ah, there we go. Nose is running every day. And they're two-man snuggie. Oh, that's a visual I really didn't need. I love you, Pookie. I hate when penicillin won't fix it. Then you know it's something serious. In their 2-man snuggie. I like that. That's too much. Yeah, I will, Kate. When I get done on here, I got the screen up. Hold on a minute. There we go. The show house. Okay, yeah, that I'll have to go. That's another. I have a different email. I have to open it up and find it. I forgot to change it on my YouTube thing. That used to be my work email. And when I was filling out all the stuff for my dad's Medicaid and stuff like that, I put that email address down, and now I get bombarded with spam emails. So I had to start using a different one. And email all my lenders and tell them, hey, this is the new email address. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, Ernie, see, I don't know anything about VPNs neither. I'm going to do some research on them because I keep hearing that you need to do it right. Do it these days because of the way things are. I mean, I understand the concept. It's kind of like the same concept as the dark web is, that it bounces through so many different servers that the original server, they can't tell where it came from. You know what I mean? It kind of masks its original source or whatever. All right, we're going back to 4th grade, are we there, John? Little John. Peed the bed. I peed the bed on your head. Yeah, Proton's a pretty decent one. I forget. I'm going to go on James O'Keefe, who used to do Project Veritas. I'm going to go on his website. He has a link to one that they use for communication. And I think of anyone out there that has to have a super secured system, it's him because he's busting government people. So they want to get him. Oh, really? I wonder if he can do that. Interesting. Because my fantasy motocross thing is not available in Indiana no more because their fee is so high for the licensing. So they just said, screw it, we're not going to do it there. And there's a few other states they done it in. And someone said there was a workaround, and that may be it right there. Let's see, I wonder if we can do another state also. Mongolia? Nope. JLR investigates. Yeah, I think I remember that, where Project Veritas no longer exists. He does, what is it called? OMG. Let me find him here because I follow him on Rumble. Let's see here. O'Keefe Media Group is what it's called. He just done a really good one where it's coming out soon. They got some guy from the CIA running his mouth with some chick out to dinner. It's coming out pretty soon. It's called American Swiper 2025. This is the official trailer. Unified TV, James O'Keefe. I watched the clip of it, and it looked like a pretty good one. This guy here was running his mouth bad, and when it comes out, he's going to lose his job. There's no doubt. They'd already had another guy that ran his mouth about, he was I don't know if he was CIA, or I think he worked at the White House in cybersecurity. Orange Harry B. Yeah, dog and I, it's not really if you're doing anything wrong. It's just the fact that they're snagging everything you do. Every keystroke you make on your phone, your computer, every voicemail, every text, they grab it all. You guys want to go out? Huh? Okay, hold on. But yeah, if you're not familiar with James O'Keefe's new thing, it's OMG Media. It's on Rumble, because naturally they won't let him on YouTube because the powers that be hate him because he exposes them. You want to go out, buddy? Huh? You got to go out. It's just a puppy. You want to go out too, Jill? Huh? You seen that sun come up? What's that? Huh? All right. You, man. I got you, see? Don't go out there and bark for Butters to come over. I know what you're going to do. Don't you do that this morning. Leave Butters alone till later. Go on, Jill, honey. Woo, it is cold out today. The first thing he does is walks over and looks for Butters, and then if he sees him, he barks. See what he does. Okay. I'll be right back. I got to get me a Red Bull. Get your treat. Hold on, buddy. Oh no, I gotta see what you. There you go. All right. What do you want? What kind of treat you want this time? Come here. I'll let you tell me which one. Huh? Which one of these you got? See, you got spring burgers, one things. I don't think you like the bagels too well. You got more of them, so I'll give you two. How's that sound, guys? Instead of one, I give you two each. Hold on. I got you, see? Like the girl on the living collar. I got you, see? Hold on. Come on, guys, I got it. Windows with the blind to see what's happening out there today. Make sure you guys got something else to bark at. There you go, guys. There you go, guys, you guys. Here you go, Jill. There you go, little guy. Got bacon strip. I'll throw them down there then. I ain't gonna sit here and hold them awful picky for a little guy who gets free treats. There we go. Little guy's getting awful picky. I didn't buy the treats he wanted, so he just looks at me when I go to hand them to him. I throw them on the floor and tell him he better eat them before the big dog sees them. Hey, 3030, how are you? Scroll back up here and see what I missed. Caught a 50-pound wahoo one time. Had no tail. Hey, I knew it. Here he comes, quick. He ain't out there. What are you barking at, huh? Slow down. Here. What are you barking at? Move, Tilly. You're gonna choke yourself on your treat. What did you bark at out there, huh? There's nothing out there now. You quit. Eat your treat and don't choke on it, you idiot. I know, Tilly, that little dog's stupid, ain't he? I know. I don't know what we're gonna do about him. Let me see what I missed up here. What guy you talking about? Project Veritas guy? You gotta be doing something really bad and really important for them to get onto you. They don't waste their time on anything that's not big. I don't know nothing about a woohoo and all I know is them one tunas sell for $1 million over in Japan. I seen that last week or so. Like, where do you catch them? Okay, so now I gotta close the blind because the darn sun's in the exact wrong spot right now, ain't it, little guy? Huh?
have anything, buddy. I gave you all of them. You got boogie eye hair. There. What do you think? What are you mad at? Huh? What are you mad at me for? I didn't do anything. You're the one who almost choked on your treat. I didn't have anything to do with that. Hmm? I know, you're a good guy. I don't think the blind comes over far enough. Chili, let's see. We might be in SOL right now. Yep, pretty damn close. Yeah, at least the sun's starting to move back over where it stays up longer. You know what I mean? It went as far south as it's going to go, and now it's starting its way back to the north, I guess. Mm-hmm. What's the best tuna chicken of the sea? Sorry, Charlie. Man, that's a throwback. I remember it though. So they got one White House advisor that they caught, and was talking to the lady at dinner or whatever, and admitted that the deep state is actually real, which you didn't have to tell me. I already knew that. Hmm. Interesting, Mr. Wedmore. I'm still on the Web 3 thing too, ain't I? Web 3.0. Decentralization, baby. Hmm. Mermaid. Oh, I'm going to have the mermaid song stuck in my freaking head now until something else comes around. Yep, you aren't lying. If you want to see sad or what drugs do to you, binge watch the Charlie Sheen sitcom. No, they just came in. They're just being a pain in the ass. The Charlie Sheen sitcom. He lived on the beach. What was it called? I should get sleep more often. Yeah, no doubt. It's amazing how much you can get done. Anyway, if you watch that series from the beginning till later, you can see him slowly degrade. 2.5 Men, thank you. You can see him slowly degrade as his drug problem gets worse and worse, to the point they could hardly get a show recorded. Regulators mount up. Yep, 2.5 Men. And you can see it's sad. You can see what drug addiction does to your hard drugs. Star Kiss, albacore, tuna. Everybody's got us all on the tuna thing, John. Thanks. Regs, you're fishing this weekend, are you? It's 4.5 fingers. 4 3/4. The other finger's still 3/4. Okay, Kate, I'll get back with you on your email, okay? I got some things I got to do this morning, but I'll get back with you. Yeah, Batty got one. That's right. Rusty,
Look in your text, you knuckle brain. It's in there. I'm pretty sure it is anyway. Let me look. I could be lying to you. Because to do it, I'd have to put the thing back up on my phone, and I already shut it off. You know, the regular YouTube channel on the phone. That's the only way I can do that. Where are you at here? Right there. Let's see. Okay, hold on. My bad. Yeah, you knuckle brain. It's not easy being me, I'm telling you. Oh, wait. I know. Oh, you're such an airhead, man. I'm getting ready to call it a day here. But I might leave it up if you guys want to play while I'm doing other things. Four and a half fingers sounds like a lid from the 70s. It does, doesn't it? An ounce of weed from the 70s. 4.5 fingers, yeah. 5 fingers if you were friends with the man. Oh, really? Is that where they're going to have the tournament at? Somebody better get there and get some salt on that bad boy today and in the morning. Yeah, right, Stan. It's funny how that happens. There ain't no wars now, so they had to have some way to keep making money. It's interesting, isn't it? Because they know Trump's coming in and he's not going to start any wars, so they won't have nowhere to go in and rebuild and keep the cycle going over and over and over again. There's so much that goes on. It's unbelievable, actually. There we go.
Hey, Buggy,
Yes, ma'am.
did you bring me any Diet Pepsi?
I forgot to get the Diet Pepsi yesterday. I am a horrible child, I'm telling you. I really not. I got an appraisal request. Let's see. Blaine Pike, Portland, Indiana. FHA single family refinance. Well, sir, who are you with? Oh, CAUSA.com, huh? Yeah. I'm sorry to tell you, man. Consolidated Analytics. Okay, that's who it is. Cool. What's the date today? Let me pop my calendar up, man. I could maybe get one appraisal in before. I gotta see what appointments I have, though. No, I better not, because I got too many appointments in between. That sucks. I know I offered to go get her some, John. She told me no, and I feel bad, and I'm going to go get some here in a minute. I suck. Thank you. Thank you for your encouragement. They launched another one, did they? That's cool. Yeah, you're actually, I got a friend that lives in Huntsville, Alabama, that his machine shop company that he works for They're solely contracted with SpaceX and NASA to make parts for their rockets.
Good morning, Buggy. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Rusty. And he actually texted me yesterday and sent me a small video clip of them testing a rocket engine. You could hear it, in the background. You couldn't get really real close to it or nothing. And
By yourself and
you're breaking up, brother. Yeah, I appreciate it. You're breaking up a little bit. But he was telling me that because of what he said, that their work, they got a new contract with SpaceX and NASA that he said should keep them
there you
busy
go. Can you hear me?
for 10 years.
Yeah, I said you was up here by yourself. I figured I'd come up here and keep you company.
I appreciate it. I'm getting ready to go. We all wanted to hear from you. We didn't know where you was at and making sure you was okay. I understood after you told me you was taking a break though, so it's not a problem. Where you headed?
Yeah, I was just taking a break from social media and stuff like that for a while.
Yeah.
I'm headed to following my wife. She's gonna take her get oil changed in the car.
Yeah. I asked Chad about Dieter, and he said he was the best fisherman. Oh my! This ought to be a good fishing weekend. If it's what, honey? What? You don't need to go out just to get another treat. Seriously, I am so on to that. What?
Yeah, usually Eric's up here to keep you company, but he wasn't up here. And I figured I better go up there and see what he's doing, keep him company.
I appreciate it. Looks like a nice sunny day there. What's the temperature?
20 degrees.
Oh, that's nice. Listen, can you hear her? What?
Yeah.
You want to go out? Tell me.
Yeah, it was a nice 45 degrees yesterday.
You're kidding me.
Oh, it was quite nice out there yesterday. If the wind wasn't blowing, I mean, you get in a spot where the wind's blowing, it was cool, but you get on the side of the house where the sun was shining, it felt like a summer day.
Yep. Hey, Midwest, how are you? Come on, you knuckleheads are killing me. Hold on, I gotta open the blind up. Let the sun.
Good morning, everybody. I can't see Chad, but
you come a little bit. There you go. I know she's stupid, ain't she? This is a no treat trip, just so you know ahead of time. No treat for this trip. You heard me tell them before they went it was a no treat trip. They come in and try to hustle me out of treats, and I'm telling them nope.
Oh yeah, they'll hustle you.
They will. They know
you can't
that
resist that little sad doggy face. Like, what? We'll
yeah.
About tweet.
Little guy comes up and puts his feet up on the chair and like, Dad, please, I'm starving.
I went and paid. At least I didn't do it in the house.
Yeah. Sometimes. I think I watched Dieter's video. I think the guy's pretty cool myself. He has some good information for a guy like me who is a sponge trying to soak up information. I bet if those puppies wanted Diet Pepsi, they'd get it. I can't believe I don't.
Boy, the coyotes have been on the move. There's been several of them run
over. You guys are horrible. Hold on a minute.
I can't see chat, so I don't know what they're saying. Yeah, I'm just taking a little break for a while, trying to clear my head, trying to come up with some new stuff.
I could have swore I bought some Diet Pepsi, but I don't see it in there anywhere, so maybe I didn't.
Diet Pepsi. Yeah, I started my a carnivore diet yesterday, so we're gonna see how that goes.
Did you really? I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Let's see what I missed here. Yeah, coyote must be moving. Deer acted funny last night. I'll bet. That cold outside, the coyotes is hungry, heading out to areas they haven't normally been. Illinois elderly abuse hotline. Morning, Bobcat. How are you?
Hey, morning, everybody. Hey, don't forget y'all now. The Chatterbox will be live tomorrow night. So we're gonna be talking
Okay.
about carp. So
You need to
it's a
text
show
me.
you're not gonna want to miss for sure.
What time is it on?
6 p.m. Eastern. Central Time.
Okay, well, you got to text me and remind me because I'll be watching Supercross qualifying about that time, but I'll leave it and come over and hang out.
You're gonna want to, Buggy. You never know what I'm gonna give away.
You just don't. Hey, Fun Fishing Adventures, good morning. You guys are going a little fast for my old self.
Morning, Scotty.
Eric's like, well, did you know you're giving them dogs a treat? I know it. They know it too.
Yeah.
That's the bad part.
Yeah, he can sit
I'm
there and
old,
say
guy.
he's not going to, but yeah, he's going to.
Hold on a minute. Got to put the blind back again now. No, see, Tilly knew. She went in there and headed to the living room
Like
to get
when
on blood
Clive
seat.
tells me, he said, Abby does so good, you ought to give her a treat. I ain't giving her no treat. As soon as my wife turns her back, walks away, I give her a treat. Now you go back.
Yep. See, Tilly knows the no treat trip. She went in there and got on the love seat like she always does. She knows what that means now. I got it. Hold on.
Ooh, what's that
Okay.
on the road? Somebody throwing her trash out.
Yeah, that's definitely flat, isn't it?
Here? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Tennessee and Kentucky catches so much hell from the weather in Illinois and up where y'all through, because
It just
when it
blows
comes here, it hit,
Yep.
yeah, it hits all them states on that side of the river, and it blows right up till it hits the forest of trees up north of us, and then it cuts to the east, and they catch hell up that way.
Hey, Mark, how do you block Catfish Karen? I have to remember that one.
How do you block somebody?
No, it's just a joke that he made.
Oh.
Yeah. Small water's killing me on the Diet Pepsi thing. I'm gonna have to go get some, or he ain't never gonna quit.
Well, I thought you was a Mountain Dew guy.
Oh, I am. It was for Mom.
Oh, she's a Diet Pepsi lady.
Yep.
I had an aunt drink Diet Pepsi, man. She never drunk no water, orange juice, milk, or coffee. It was Diet Pepsi. That's all she ever drank.
Yep. That's me. Red Bull and Mountain Dew. I don't know how I'm still alive, to be honest with you.
Now, I drink the heck out of Diet Cokes, but I drink a lot of water with it too.
No, that's my problem. I don't drink enough water. 10% off Fox Racing Gear at Motorsport Outlet.
Here's a dead coyote right here on the road. Right there.
Yeah.
Right on. If I had my cutters, I'd cut his tail off and pull the bone out of it. Turn the hide inside out, salt it, and preserve it.
Nah, they ain't got nothing there I want for 10% off. A youth helmet for $219. Woo. New order ID. Where's this one at? Oh, did I reply to him already? Did I? Let's see. I don't think I did. No, I forgot to reply. I better reply back to him real quick. Ah, idiot. So stupid. Where are we at? There we are.
What's Eric doing today? Is he working the warehouse?
I don't know. He's been popping in and out of the chat. He's giving me a hard time today. I got to send an email to this lender.
Yeah, see what the weather's doing. I might go do some recording, catch some trout. My last trip for trout. Get everything ready for skipjack season.
There we go. Oh, back up.
Wife asked me, said, "It's 20 degrees out there. You gonna wear flip flops?" Why, yeah.
I got, let's see, I got a pair of coveralls and stuff that I keep in my car at all times.
Yeah, I keep my big coat, my heavy coat in here. I keep it in the van all the time. I usually keep a blanket in here in case the fan breaks down. I've always done that in any vehicle I have because I had when I was 22, I had a 64 Le Mans and the heater core went out and I like to froze to death in that thing. And so one day the carburetor messed up. It had a Holly 4-barrel on it and 750 and double pumper, and it messed up and it wouldn't run. And before somebody got to me, I like to froze to death. After that, I kept blanket in the vehicle.
That's a term I hadn't heard in a while. Holly 4-barrel. I miss those days, man.
Yeah, them 750s, man, they were bad about messing up bad. I bet I rebuilt that thing 3 times before I finally went with Edelbrock. They said it's because I put that 4-inch high-rise intake on the motor that that 750 wasn't compatible with it, or something was messed up with it. I put that Edelbrock 4-barrel on there, and I never had no problem out of it.
Yeah, I missed. Always somebody was always working on a car in the garage or something. You know what I mean? So you always had somewhere to go and something to do.
Yeah, that's why.
As opposed to like today, where everybody's sitting inside the house all the time.
Yeah, that's why this year I'm gonna start working on my building outside. I'm fixing to pour down I'm gonna have concrete floor poured down, a 24 by 26, and
See you,
I'm
John.
gonna start building. See you, John.
Pepsi, because I'm a good son. You are horrible.
Yeah, and
I got hold on. Let me catch up with chat. And Catfish Dave are the same person. Hear me out. Have you ever seen both of them? And J Dog and Catfish Dave are the same person. Hear me out. Have you ever seen both of them in the same place? I rest my case.
No, if you put a beard on Catfish Dave, it kind of looked like J Dog probably. I think. No, I never seen him play. I might lose signal here, Bug. If I do, I've got to deal with it back.
Yeah, you're getting a little funky.
Yeah, I got to pick her up.
Oh. Now let me go back up here. Scotty, you're
Yeah,
officially
leave it.
timed out for 2 days. Kat is the beautiful, lovely, and talented wife of Gigability. Don't ask. Tim, on the other hand, is just dog.
Welcome
got
to the
all
love wagon.
Nothing. Let's see. Make
Got
sure.
$27 in the bank right now. Do you need a pack of cigarettes?
If it weren't for Dieter putting out pictures, I've already read that one, didn't I? I figured out how. No, unread that one. Hold on. Let's see here. Let me see here real quick. Rustic, y'all need some hills or something. Yep, we got that. Now we're back down to Scotty officially timed out for 2 days. Cat's beautiful. Yeah. J Dog Cat. Okay, we're down there. Going too fast. I had to catch up. Killing me, guys. There we go. I'm caught up now. She got how much money, and she only wants to get you a pack of
Yeah, it's
cigarettes.
probably her daddy's truck.
Her upside down and shake her. You guys are horrible. Good morning. Oh, lovely Ashley.
Oh,
I-
Ashley.
Word is as fabulous as it should be. Oh, world. I'm sorry. Now back to our Dieter Melhorn discussion. Where were we at with that?
Jody's hero.
Like I said, I got no problem with the guy. I like him. I like his videos.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
a big
I've
fan
already
of Dieter.
filled
I like
all this shit out, and you guys are gonna make me do it again, like the 4th time. Emergency contact. That's all there. So just primary care physician. Yes, I do. It's VA Muncie. He's a primary care physician. You're referring doctor. Yes, he is. Is this still your preferred pharmacy? Yes, it is, because I usually go to VA, but that one will do. I'm not paying for it anyhow. There's someone we have permission to contact. Yes. He's my son. Are there other individuals you may give permission to the doctor and staff to release information to? Yes, John Smallwater of Okeechobee, Florida. Here's his email. There we go. John, if you get an email, it just means my doctor wants to talk to you. Save your card. I have save your card for hassle-free payments. Right. That'll never happen. Confirm. I don't want to save my card. Please read the following before proceeding. If you have met your deductible for this particular year, please note that copay is still due at the time of service. Not mine, because mine's through the VA. Have a good day. Goodbye. You have submitted your information to CIO Muncie. Add app to calendar, insurance, personalized health content. I ain't filling all this shit. Are you kidding me? Fill all that out. Chad's a much better fisherman than Dieter Melhorn. I don't know about that, so I can't compare.
She said, it saved you $1.80.
Oh, okay. Let's see. General consensus is he's a blowhard and no one expects you to like him. Okay. I don't know about all that stuff. I don't pay attention. Everybody knows me. I'm like Switzerland, brother. I'm neutral.
Yeah, I like Dieter Melhorn. He's
Okay.
informative about a bunch of stuff, but
Yeah.
most of his videos and what he talks about for catfishing is the lake area he fishes.
Yeah.
He don't talk too much about like Mississippi River, how to catch them there or something like that.
Yeah.
I guess because he don't fish it, but he don't talk about how to catch fish in rivers too much. It's mostly where he fishes on that lake.
Well, yeah, that's what he does. I understand that.
Yeah. But if what he's talked about, how to drag the lakes and look for in lakes. Now I have learned that and done it to the lake up here, and it works pretty good. But I've only done it with crappie. I've never done it. When the crappie on this lake here, the shallow water lake, when they plumb down to the bottom, I have dragged baits on the bottom and caught nice crappie.
Really? Dragging baits for crappies? That's cool.
Yeah, dragging jigs.
Hey, Mark, do you ever watch the Duck Dynasty guys podcast? It's pretty decent. Doesn't the old man have cancer or something? You'll never catch me in a kayak. I'm fat and old. It ain't never gonna happen. Not ever. Not once in a million years.
No, me neither. I rode a jet ski once, and I said, "Yeah, I'm done with that."
There you go. Yeah, exactly, Mark. I'm with you. Early stage altimeters. Oh, cool. I believe. You know what? Anyone that puts in the time to make content like that, they get my respect. It's not easy to do, and doing lives is a pain in the ass, in my opinion. And it
You talking
takes
about
from my
doing it?
experience, my fishing experience.
You talking about doing films and editing stuff on like fishing from
Yeah,
kayak or something?
yeah,
Oh yeah, I mean it's not easy. I mean you got them rods sitting there, you got worried about knocking stuff out,
yeah.
and your rods. If you hit that rod holder just right, that rod couldn't possibly go in the water.
Hmm. Oh, I'll never be in a kayak. Are you kidding me? I probably wouldn't have done it when I was younger because I mean, hell, I have a hard enough time in that little boat we got that you can get up and walk around in even, it's
Yeah,
pretty
like
stable.
Yak Shore, he's a kayak guy. He does it from a kayak. He's a big old boy, and I'm telling you, he
Yeah.
does.
Oh,
It impresses me.
I seen one guy stand up in his and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh yeah, they got them now to where you can stand on the edge of it. It won't flip or nothing.
Not for me. Dun, 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 dun.
Me, I'd rather get a pontoon, and that way I can at least walk around on it. I don't have to worry
One
about tipping over.
1000%. I want a pontoon. I don't care what anybody says. It's got the most comfortable way to go fishing. And if that means I got to put it on a lake somewhere and leave it all year, I'll do research, find me a lake I know has good fishing, and that's where I'll put it at. Yeah, maybe after I get my knee replaced, I'd feel better about a kayak, but I don't see me ever getting in one.
Yeah. I do like to go back up to Lake of the Ozarks up there around July and try to catch some of that big shad.
Tilly, what you doing, honey, huh? What's all that whining going on in there? But yeah, I know everybody gives Dieter Milhorn a hard time and stuff, which I don't care. I just laugh because and I didn't really have an opinion because I hadn't watched any of his stuff. So I thought, I should probably check this guy's stuff out, and before I make a decision on whether I like him or not and go by what other people say. And I watched him and I liked what he done.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he does good videos. He's
And every once in
articulate.
a while he goes live.
Yep. He's articulate. He explains things very well. Whether you like the way he does his fishing or not doesn't matter. I think that's everyone's personal preference, fishing the way you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody has their own way.
So I don't, it don't bother me one way or the other.
That's why. So I'm gonna take a break for a while because it's like there's so many, say, videos out
Daryl!
there on what to use to catch trout, what to use to catch catfish. I mean, everybody's putting hacks and stuff like that. I mean, there's so many thousands of them out there. It's time to come up with some new stuff, folks.
Hey, Daryl, how are you, man? We've all missed you this week. I know you've been busy somewhere. I just can't remember where it was.
Daryl busy. Yeah.
I'm frozen this morning. Yeah, I bet you are. Where you at? What you in? I can't remember. I seen something. You was somewhere, like I want to say like something like CatCon or something like that. I don't remember. Strawberry chicken mixed with cottage cheese and eggshells. That'll work. And everybody has their own opinion on bait, you know. Like
Oh,
me,
yeah.
for instance, my carp bait is as simple as it gets. It's been the same thing since I was young. Oats and 2 cans of corn. That's it. That's all I need. And I always catch carp, so it's got to work. Where you been at, Daryl? I know I remember I seen a video clip or something, a headline. I can't remember where you was.
Buggy, where you fish at, you got a good carp population from what I've seen. You've been catching out of there.
Oh, yeah, we got
Uh,
tons of carp at
you
the
just-
reservoir.
You just need to add something on there, another
No.
ingredient to your stuff to get the flavor strong.
They're all that size, man. They don't get no bigger. You could fish there for 100 years and you're not going to get any bigger carp. I mean, and
Must
you
be
know, if I can catch 8 or 10 in an hour, I'm happy.
You must be like our lake, a shallow water lake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. There you go. I knew you was somewhere, Daryl. I just couldn't remember where it was. East Tennessee Fish Show and Expo. I'll be there Saturday, and Micah will be with us. Yep.
Who?
I don't know, Micah.
Michael Burkhart?
MICKA. Yep, I guess.
Yeah, Burkhart. Yeah, tell him old Rustic Outdoor said hello. Me and him's been talking back and forth quite a bit.
Go catfishing rainbow trout heads.
Huh?
Mid-South said, I'll tell you what I want to do, but I'm too lazy, is catch a bunch of rainbow trout that were stocked and save the heads and go catfishing with rainbow trout heads.
Yeah, but it can.
Well, it depends on where you're at. Some places you can keep them.
Some places they use crappie, bass, trout, but they don't in Missouri.
Yeah. Now, that's what I would say. The biggest thing would be the law in your area on whether you can have a small cooler full of trout heads, you know.
Yeah, I wish they'd change it to where we could use the heads of our trout and stuff like that. Not the whole bodies, because that way, you know, if you just got the head on there, they think, well, you don't have the body, so you must have played. Yeah, I played them out. They ate them.
Yeah, played them out and ate them last night. Yeah. Come here, Jill. What's
I
the
think they
matter,
need to redo
huh?
that here in Missouri.
I know.
But like with most people, if you give them an inch, they're going to take 10 miles and then try to get away with anything they can.
No, not
I
yet.
would like to see them use our
Get ready to
heads and stuff like
go to
that.
Marion.
Oh, that's right.
I was thinking anyway, I need to go to Marion. I could do it Monday, I guess. Wait.
Oh, my nose. Gotcha.
Let's see. What are you talking about? Mid-South, she'll have to get it herself. I'm not really a fan of his. Okay, who are we talking about? Oh, Catfish Dave.
God.
Imagine never fearing a check engine.
Oh, great. All right, I'm going to have to end the live here, guys. But somebody's headphones went dead and they got the TV on, so got to end this
Well, they
live.
took them off.
Yeah, she's probably doing it because I didn't get her any Diet Pepsi.
Uh-oh.
And I'll bet John sent her a text and told her, turn the TV on. We'll get him. He'll go
Yeah,
get you some
protest,
Pepsi.
Mama
Yeah.
Bug, protest.
Yeah, actually, turned TV on, protested the lack of Diet Pepsi.
Give me a Diet Pepsi. I'll just drop it, turn the TV up. I got it.
Hey, it's been a good show today, guys. Glad everybody come hung out in the clubhouse. I know it's probably not the best thing going out there, but it's all I got. And at least I'm here trying to do it every morning for you. And you can guarantee it ain't for me. If it was for me, I'd be
Good,
making
bud.
money off of it. Fight the power. That's right. Stand up to the man. Don't let the man come in and tell you what to do.
That's right.
See you, D. I'll see you
Hey, D.
tomorrow.
Chad
Chad probably ain't going live on the fishing tournament, is he? Squirrely Traveler, you also. Hey, I'll see you, Mark. Holler at me if you need something, man. Daryl, have a good weekend at the show, and I hope you have a successful weekend there. Yeah, it just dawned on me, D. I knew he wouldn't. There probably won't be no one live from it. And what's the tournament called? Okay, somebody may be live from it if you search the name of the tournament. All right, the Ice Bowl. That's what I thought. I better write it down because you know I won't remember.
That reminds me, I need to get a hold of Mike and ask him how he done in that Alabama tournament.
The Ice Bowl. There we go. Okay, I got everything now. You guys, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. I truly do. And I should be back Monday, bar any unforeseen circumstances. All right. Ice hole before, I'll bet. Depends on who's running it, right? All right. I'll see you all later.
Hi, everybody.